To get your hands on this deal, simply contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome all to Jewellery Maker and welcome to Designer Inspiration. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. It is greatly appreciated. I hope you're all enjoying the sun. Is it sunny everywhere today or is it just Birmingham? It's gorgeous outside. I absolutely love it. Yesterday, everyone sort of came in, you know, and you're a bit mopey and it's a bit dark outside. Today, everyone's full of the joys. My whole team is looking ridiculously dapper today as well. Ben, with his amazing chessboard jacket, it is stunning. Oh, come over here. It's gorgeous. And Pete, come here. I think Pete looks like he's going to a wedding. Look how dapper these lot are looking beautiful today. That means we're going to have a beautiful show for you. I have got loads and loads of goodies. I'll be absolutely honest with you. I am truly, mind-bogglingly, that makes no sense, excited to show you. You've only ever seen this once before and it was on a late show. Boy, oh boy, take a look at these. The most beautiful smoky quartz I have ever seen. I'm going to show you these properly. It's really hard to see them in this. I'm going to show you these properly later, but let me tell you, oh my gosh, look at them there. Let me tell you, there is no drill hole on these at all. And all three are going to be coming for you today at less than £35. Less than £35. All of those today. Guess what I've got as well? This is the first time I've ever had this gemstone that I can remember. Brand beautiful, beautiful strand of Jadeite. Now, if you're not totally sure on the difference between jade and jadeite, do not worry, you're not alone. I will tell you the differences later on, but this is your jadeite. There are two different types of jade, and this is the rarest and most expensive and luxurious of the two, but I'll tell you much more about that later on. I've also got brand new strands for you of gorgeous green crackled quartz. I have got, what? I've got a whole 925 section. I knew I had something. Precious metal section. So if you need to top up on some findings, if you want some gorgeous 925 bezel set, if you want some gold-plated 925 chain, then you are in the right place. And I've got another bit of a precious person on the show today with me. She is oh so wonderful, crazy talented, and just all round lovely. It is the wonderful Gemma Crow.
Hello.
Hi Gem, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
Your pieces today are, as always, spectacular spectacular. Talk to us about what to expect from your first designer inspiration.
First design inspiration, we've got leather. We've got leather in both inspirations today, but this one is taking it, adding effects to it, so paint effects, and we're using Swelligant. And the second one, we're mixing leather with chain.
How exciting.
Which is exciting, yeah.
Really beautiful, wearable pieces, but some of them are like catwalk glamour, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they can be, I think, or you can use them almost as clothing. So if you know, you'll see later, but if you could wear something really simple and put that on, and it looks like you've got something expensive on. So.
I adore that idea. You will be having a little look at those pieces very, very shortly. Get in touch with us today if you've got any questions for Gem, or if you want to get involved with Pete's impression of the day, if you've got any ideas. You saw an amazing Yoda yesterday. You saw a Yoda impression yesterday. If you've got any ideas for Pete or any questions for Gem, do get in touch. 60777 you to text us on. Start your text with the word JM Studio. Obviously, if you're watching the repeat, so if you're watching at night time, then don't text in, there's no one here to read it. But if you're watching live now at approximately 7 minutes past 1, then do get in touch with us. Now, let's get started with loads of goodies, shall we? On this side, I've got you challenged to start off with, Gem, because we've got so many strands in here. We want to give you the opportunity to really get started. If you are one of those people who just loved the serenity and the calmness of the blue tone, then this could most certainly be for you. Take a look at this beautiful variety. The cracking little price on this as well, as always, of course. You've got here your blue fire agates in the faceted 10mm rounds. You've then got your blue colour-dyed agate in the graduated. So it's this one here. I'll show you that graduation. So you've got from around 6mm to 16mm on this. It looks really, really dark to you on screen. I'd describe it as a denim blue. It's that really nice, dark, deep denim. The fire opal, of course, we have here. These are your 10mm, 230 carats worth. You've got your blue striped rounds, 4mm. Isn't that just spectacular? Each one of these has a different, it's quite a versatile strand. You've got some that are opaque, some that has a transparency to them, but every single one is faceted wonderfully. And last but by no means least, you've got your blue magnesite. We rarely have this in, we truly do. Hasn't that got a gorgeous turquoise feel to it? Obviously due to the colouring, but there is some gentle banding in here as well. 50 carats worth we have, and it's 14 by 5mm on these. Now, your RRP on this is £21.80. The price that's about to come in is the before price, but that takes into account any discounts. So discounts might have been done on 1 or 2 of these strands recently. The RRP, though, is £21.80. So that's the original price of these. If you were to buy these separately before any of the discounts came in, it would have cost you £21.80. Your price today, though, isn't £21.80. It's not even £17.80. 1 or more of these strands will have been reduced recently, which is why it's not £21.80. But today, all 4 are just £12.80 for you today. That's almost a £10 saving, isn't it, from the original price? Even with the discounts taken into account, that's still exactly £5 off for you today. UPGC61 is your code on this. So that's working out per strand, £3.20 per strand. Magnesite for that price is really impressive, isn't it? We don't generally see it, especially in the shape and size, with that gorgeous turquoise tone to it. We really, really don't. All the work that's gone in to graduating this agate strand as well is spectacular. We don't have fire agate on often at all. In fact, this might only be the 2nd or 3rd strand I've ever brought to you in memory. Should have been original RRP is £21.80. We then took it down to 17, and now it's coming at you for just £12.80. Absolutely spectacular discount on this. And this is going to be winging its way to the lovely Gem, and she is going to be creating a little something. Have you got any ideas, Gem?
To be honest, I just want to graduate that. I just want to restring that graduated agate. That's just beautiful. I'd like to do that, really.
Yeah, I love that.
But I've got the rice beads, which lend themselves to so many designs. So I think I'm going to go with the fan, which is a bit of a favourite of mine, and put something together like that.
And what kind of metals are you going to work with?
I might mix it up a bit. I might go with the silvers with the paler blues, and then maybe coppery tones with the dark blues, or gold even.
Oh, just
not sure yet.
Different lift.
I'll see what I can find in the drawer.
Good idea. Have a little nosy around. If you're new to us today, you're not sure what a challenge is, essentially what we'll do here on Designer Inspiration is we will give our guest designer perhaps a selection of gemstones in this case, and then we say to them, help yourself to anything in the drawer behind, findings, wire, the only rule is that this should be the focal point, the main area of your design. So what we're going to do is we give you the chance to own it now with a massive saving. It's just £12.80 today, and later on around 4:45 you've got the opportunity to have a little look what the wonderful Gemma Crow has got in store for us. And actually, whilst we're talking about newbies, if you are new, let's do a little bit of housekeeping, shall we? If you are new, I'll fill you in with all the goodies. Your first order that you place this afternoon, you will be getting a free DVD, which is around an hour's worth of helpful step-by-step info. Ooh, flying in. You get this DVD, and you'll also get your starter booklet as well in here. Each one has really helpful little hints and tips of how exactly to get started. So even if you've never ever thought about jewellery making before, maybe you're just planning on making a little bit of money on the side, or perhaps you're thinking of a bit of a career change, or even if you're just thinking for Christmas, you want to make some gifts for people, because actually this Christmas we're doing the first time in my Christmas in the Redican family household is a big deal, and this year we are doing a £10 limit on gifts for everyone, because there's loads of us. It's like 27 people we generally have around Christmas. There is a lot of us. It's a big affair. 3-day event it is as well. We're doing a £10 limit. If you are doing something like that, or you just want to make some beautiful pieces for Christmas, today might be your first day joining us. You will be getting this with your first order if you order with us today. And it's step-by-step helpful hints to do with tools, to do with your essentials, to do with findings, all the extra goodies you need to know, and it is really, really useful. Gives you lots of info. And don't forget, if you are new and you don't know this yet, it is £2.95 no matter how much you order all day post your packaging till midnight. So housekeeping done, loads of you getting your hands on this. I will be recapping on it later on. Do check out your baskets to make sure. £12.80 on that for you today. Brand new strand for you now. This is such a wonderful shape. I've not seen this shape in a long time. I swear we used to have this shape quite a bit around the November, but I haven't seen it in ages now. Have a look. Brand spanking new strand for you. Really beautiful green too. That's fresh, isn't it? You know, we had Deborah John yesterday afternoon, and she made those beautiful bouquets, and she was using kind of a leaf effect with the gemstones. These would be fab for that, wouldn't it? They've got that real nice, kind of quite modernised shape, but they've got that green freshness. Brand new strand this. Now, when I talk about the shape, these are described as drops. Now, can you see here, you've got the domed front there to each one of these. Can you see it catching the light? But the back of these is completely flat. Now that's wonderful, because it means if you're going to have these against the décolletage, the flat back is going to rest beautifully, but the domed front is going to really catch the light. And unusual to have this shape. When we have this light-catching form, generally that will come through the facets, won't it? But it's coming on this much like in a cab. You know, you'll have the fat back of a cap, and then you'll have the en cabochon shape of the front, and how the light spans across the surface. You've got that with this. All of them with a flat base as well. Now, brand new strand, already got people coming in for this. It's fresh, it's spring. If you're planning on getting your hands on my first designer inspiration kit, I think this strand will go exquisitely well. Look. These are two of the strands that are coming in that first kit, because these are beautiful, deep, rich green, but this is adding a little pop. And if I may, what about the Jadeite as well? That's a gorgeous selection. Yesterday I was telling you about the autumn fall fashion with these gorgeous greens, these emeralds, these peridot tones, and you are going to be hitting the mark time and time again with this selection, aren't you? These are 12 by 8 mil. You've got 130 carats worth there. Again, if you are new, you're not sure what a carat is, it is the weight method for genuine gemstones. It's only applied to a genuine gemstone, so around 5 grams per. So that's how you know the weight that you're going to be getting. Brand new strand. How do you feel about first time price of just £6.95 for a brand spanking new strand of your quartz? That's an exceptional price point. That's going to be one of the loveliest price points you see when it comes to gemstones on this channel, because it's such a bargain basement price. It really is. Loads more of you coming in. You've just seen that price and gone, wowzers. Yeah, I need a bit of spring in my collection. It's coming. Do you know what I actually really like about this? I just thought, talking of Christmas, it is getting to that time where spring's just ending. Spring and summer are just ending, aren't they? But you've got those beautiful summer tones in there, so you can still use them now. But then it's heading into the Christmas time when we've got a lot of greens coming through in fashion. So this is going to span across a multitude of different times of year, really, isn't it? £6.95. Congratulations, lots of multi-buyers on this afternoon. Loads of you with it in your baskets. Just make sure you're always checking those out. £6.95. Sapphire. Oh yeah. Sorry, the voices in my head are saying sapphire. This is my lovely producer Helena, who begrudgingly came out onto your screens yesterday. She's just saying to me, should we do a sapphire now? Yeah. First off, this is a Gems of Distinction strand. That is a name savoured. There is a letter missing. Can I find out what that letter is? That is a name savoured for the very, very high-end, sought-after gemstones. The letter that's missing is N for November. N for November. That's the letter that's missing. So if you type that in on the website, it will pop up. And if you call the call centre, in fact, if you call the call centre now and just say you want what's on screen now, the pink sapphire, they'll know exactly what you're talking about. 0800 644 655 if you're doing it that way. This strand of sapphire is exquisite. If you took part in the hub today, congratulations, first day of the hub. That was really good fun, wasn't it? It's so nice to hear what you think. The #1 winner of the hub's genuine, which one of your favourite gemstones, is it ruby, emerald or sapphire? You guys at home picked this gemstone, and I'm going to make it even more irresistible by taking some pounds off. You're going to see a never seen before price on this. A never seen before all-time low price on this gorgeous sapphire. I love how the light spans through this. How wonderful is that recording? The way that the light just spans through this is spectacular, isn't it? 30 carats worth of this pink sapphire we have here. Whenever I think pink sapphire, I always think royalty, because pretty much every, royal crown jewels or royal pieces will contain some type of sapphire. Possibly some of the most famous sapphire, or one of the most famous pieces of sapphire, was owned by Wallis Simpson, and she, of course, was the wife of Edward VIII. They got married, when did they get married? I think it was 1937, I think they got married. And essentially, it's a bit of a love story. He's the first and only monarch to abdicate from the throne, because essentially he fell so head over heels with Mrs. Simpson that he decided to get married to her, and because of reasons to do with kind of what you might think of the matriarch and some of the rules at those times, that the king couldn't get married to someone who'd already been married. He abdicated the throne. He turned down his kingship and went and married lovely Mrs. Simpson. And he gave to her a beautiful, really exquisite, I'm sure some of you will have seen pictures, sapphire bracelet. This sapphire bracelet actually went on sale last year, and I think it sold for about £230,000. It was around that mark. It was a little bit over, I think. That's a vast amount, isn't it? It truly, truly is. That's a sign of love, isn't it? You have got 30 carats worth of this delicate pink sapphire here. I am going to be taking this to an all-time low price, a price point you have not seen before. F-I-J-N for November is the letter that's missing, 94. Your price point today, that's not the reduced price, by the way. I've just realised, I knew we were doing a price drop and I know the price drop we were going to, but weirdly I didn't sort of understand the starting price point. I've just realised what price we're going to. This isn't just £1 or £2 off. This isn't even £5 off. We're taking off a full £10. Your price today for sapphire, £24.95. That price point for genuine sapphire, you've just voted it your absolute favourite out of 3 of the big 4. You just voted it this morning. Loads and loads of you got in touch with us to tell us your favourite. This one won, hands down, and now we're doing you £10 off this strand. That is an exceptional price point for pink sapphire. It's a delicate pink, isn't it? It's a dusky pink. It's quite a grown-up and mature pink. You're getting sapphire for the price of, well, what? A meal out, a t-shirt, yeah? A dress? But it's genuine sapphire that's going to last you probably longer than a dress will last, with the going in and out of fashion and the seasons and wear and tear. And if you've got a dog like me who likes to attack clothes when they're on the washing line, then much longer than that. You have got something that's not going to go out of style, is it? Come on, this is sapphire. £24.95. What do you think of this strand, Gem?
I think it's beautiful, and I think it's even more beautiful for that price.
Makes it just that much more nicer, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, somehow. It's just gorgeous, isn't it? Really gorgeous.
Some people will be watching at home, and if it is your first time, because I saw a few first-time buyers earlier on, if it is your first time of buying today, you'll be looking at this and thinking, how is that possible? Genuinely, how is that even doable? I think it's really important to refresh your memory time and time again. Look around, look at the prices of sapphire on the high street, look at the price of sapphire in the marketplace. Do have a little look and just remind yourself the prices, because let's face it, as with anything, we can become quite nonchalant to these prices, can we? Can't we? We can get quite used to seeing this sort of price point with genuine gemstones, and it's easy to forget, actually, our prices are astonishing. They really, truly are for what you're getting. Yes, this is actually sapphire, and yes, this truly is just £24.95, never seen before price. If you're getting this today, you are getting yourself one of the big 4 for less than £25. It's as simple as that, isn't it? FIJN is the letter missing in this. 94 is your code. Never seen before, low, low price for you today. Not got that many left of these though. That's how I'm able to drop this price. Not got many of these left at all. Heading towards my last chance saloon on this. Once they're gone, they're gone. Beautiful pink sapphire. Yours today with £10 off. What a wonderment. Now, some of you will have been waiting for this, and tell you what, you won't be alone. I'm about to bring you these exquisite smoky quartz. You'll be getting them in a little display box like this. And we'll take the lid off there. And each one of these will come in your individual little cushioned backings as well. Now, I just want to get one of these out for you to really give you a feel of exactly what we're getting here today. Take one out. This even feels special. I know that sounds a bit silly, but it feels a bit special to be getting something out that isn't, you know, stranded, because these don't have drill holes. They've got, oh no, what is wrong with the letter N today? The letter missing is an N again. These are coming to you at less than £35. Now, I've got a new tool here. Oh, I love this little grabber. Take a look at the quality of this smoky quartz. Look at how the light is travelling through that, and that's actually even with my fingers at the background. No drill hole on this at all. So you can see here, if I just sort of highlight to you some of the areas, the bit that the light's catching on now is the table. Now you can actually see the way the facets are almost concave around this. It's your dot cut. You can see, can't you, that you've got these waves across the table. We're going down, then obviously you've got the pavilion, you've got the girdle as well, and I just want to spin this around for you, if I may, if I just take this out of my little grabber, because I want to show you the back of it as well. Don't forget, please, no drill holes on this whatsoever, which means beautiful in a prong set ring. Beautiful. So this is the back, if I show you now. So can you see how the facets are working across that? Look at that internal fire and that life within there. Really rich and deep smokiness in there. Ooh. Isn't that wonderful? Sometimes those Carraghan quartz as well, because of the area in Scotland that it had been mined in the past. Sadly, there are no yields left there anymore, but that's what it's sometimes known as well. Used a lot. What I love about this, for me, this is very much of the earth. It feels very centre. It almost centres you. You can imagine, can't you, going up into the Scottish highlands and seeing all these beautiful, deep, rich, earthy tones. And actually, when you look into kind of the feng shui beliefs and the crystal healing beliefs behind this gemstone, you'll see that this is a gemstone that is synonymous with centering people and with helping you feel grounded. And I adore that about it. It's got that beautiful, rich smoke to it, which it does, doesn't it? It feels almost of the earth. You can almost imagine the highlands, this beautiful surroundings, and then getting these deep, rich, beautiful smoky quartz from areas like that. Look at how this, like, if I just pop this on its side, there we go, show you it against the white. Now you're going to be getting 3 of these in total. Wow, just look. 0 drill holes on this at all. Now, I'm going to be doing you a wonderful price point on this. That rich smokiness is spanning through these, isn't it? Gem, for someone who hasn't worked with a gemstone of this quality and of this look, essentially, what would you suggest as a first timer, perhaps who hasn't worked with a gemstone like this before, how to create a look for these?
I'd say there are some really simple ways now to create prong a setting, or I mean, you can buy, we do findings that are for specifically for undrilled gemstones, so you can go as simple as that if you want to. But I mean, the great thing is about it is you could experiment with all sorts of mediums to capture that gemstone in a piece of jewellery, but you're never going to lose the gemstone. So it's, do you know what I mean? There's nothing ventured, nothing gained, and the more ways you experiment with putting that into a piece of jewellery, the more your skills will expand at the same time anyway. But for me, it would be a prong set. I would prong set it either in a pendant or a ring, or maybe earrings and a necklace, because you've got 3 there, haven't you?
You've got the 3, yeah, exactly. This quality is really unrivaled, and there is no drill hole in here to, let's face it, sometimes if you're doing, say, a faux prong set ring and there is a drill hole in there, it can make your piece look a bit, your eye can sometimes draw to that, can't it? I've made myself a faux prong set ring with a ametrine, and it's really, really beautiful in my eyes. Anyway, I love the ametrine, but there is a slight drill hole, and I've tried to hide it, but I couldn't really hide it that well. And my eye constantly sort of draws to that. If you've had that problem before, you won't have that issue with here, purely because there is no drill hole at all. Look at how the light works through this. Now, I said under £35, and you know I won't let you down. Your price point for 3 of these exquisite pieces today, £10 less than you expected, probably, isn't it? I said less than £35. A lot of you will have thought £34.95. £24.95 for you today. That is an astonishing price point, isn't it? For all 3, working out just over £8 per one at that price point. What do you think of that price, Gem?
I don't think you could find that anywhere else. I just don't think you could. You know, if you look in any jeweller shop window, that's the sort of quality you'd see, and you certainly wouldn't see it priced at that. You know, and if you had it valued, I think you'd be surprised as well at just how much value that it's got. It's just a brilliant price.
Stunning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Someone's just texted in and asked, what, sorry, love? How deep they are. Now, obviously, the sizings on your screen relate to the actual shape, the actual face of this. So it's 14 mil this way by 10 mil. I will try and get the depth for you now, if I may well just pick this up. This is obviously a bit of an estimate. Let's have a look. Approximately Hey, approximately 10 mil. If I show you, let me put it up to the top there. Yeah, approximately 10 mil, isn't it? Maybe more like 9, playing it safe. That is the depth of these, so I hope that helps. That's going to be gorgeous as a ring then, isn't it? Really. I just want to stare at these. I really would. £24.95. This is absolutely wonderful, wonderful selection today. When have you seen anything like this? When? It just doesn't happen very often at all, does it? I've never seen anything like that in my life. Congratulations to you getting it today. £24.95. Stunning variety today. Squeeze in some pearls. Don't mind if we do. I love when the producer says things like that. Go on, let's just squeeze them in. Genuine pearls here for you today. If you managed to get your hand on the kits that we had, the challenge, sorry, that we had with Gem, why not add this to your basket? Because the colourways will just go beautifully. Wow. Turquoise coloured, cultured pearls. 7 by 6 mil on these. RZPO72 is your code. You've got a freshness to these, haven't we? You have got a Maldives deep turquoise colour to this, haven't we? You have got a wonderful pearlescent spanning across the surface. Blues, greens, even some silver and yellow tones working across this. Lengthy strand as always. When you were looking at this colour, what sort of words are popping into your mind? What sort of words? For me, holidays. Don't know why. It's the colour. Mediterranean, my director Ryan says. Oh, winter, says my producer. Ice blue, yeah, I like that. Cameraman / director Ben, what are you saying?
There was a sort of restaurant place I went to in Greece.
Ooh.
It was called Tranquilla.
Ooh.
It's a really cool name, and
Tranquilla.
Yeah. If it's a real word, I don't know.
If it's a real word, I don't know. I love that Ben just name dropped there. Yeah, when I was in Greece at a restaurant, you know.
it was a highlight of, I clearly remembered the name of a restaurant, so it was a very high point of
It was a high point,
yeah.
obviously, if you've remembered the name of Tranquilla. I like that. Pete, Floor Manager Pete, what are you saying? What does this colour make you think of?
It makes me think of the Disney film Frozen.
The Disney film Frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. I can see that, actually, because it has got that beautiful coolness to it, doesn't it? Hey, speaking of coolness, I'll do you a bit of a cooling price. Wow. £11.95 is the price of these pearls today. 7 by 6 mil. That is absolutely genuine pearls, do not forget. Absolutely, completely genuine pearls. Sometimes with pearls, potato cut included, you can get little dimples, can't you? And sometimes you get the ones that almost have lines in them, look a bit sort of candy floss. These don't have that. Take a real close look for yourself. Smooth. Look at the smooth. Can you see any dimples? Any areas of kind of inclusions in a way? None that I can see at all, and I'm looking at the whole strand here. That's quality right there, it really truly is. Hello everyone who's getting your hands on this, £11.95, that's your price point. I've got loads of goodies coming up for you in a little bit, but first off we're going to get on to the designer inspiration. Now, designer inspiration we're going to do in 2 parts today. I've got the gemstones and the sort of essentials, as it were, the threading materials, etc., coming up for you first off, and then in a little bit I'm going to do the leather for you. So let's start off with the gemstones and the threading pack, shall we? How is this to work with, Gem?
Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous colours. I love that very 1920s feel, those colours.
Yeah.
So if I was just working with those on their own, without the leather, I can really see some really sumptuous jewellery coming from that bundle.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's high end as
Very
well.
high end, that's it, yeah.
Really high end. This is the strand of your black onyx. 60 carats worth of the fastest drops we have here. 6x4 all the way to 11x6. I adore how the light is just tripping over every single one of these facets. I think it's a wonderful effect. The light just dazzling there. It's a very beguiling strand, isn't it? It almost draws you in. It is 60 carats worth that we have on that strand. I've then got submetallic extraordinaire in this beautiful golden, really, really rich gold that is, isn't it? Really rich. Golden pyrite. Faceted rondelles from 2x1 to 4x2 mil. Wow. That light spanning across them. It's almost captivating. It kind of dazzles me a little bit then, especially with the lights in here. It's a wonderful strand. Really lengthy too. Big statement pieces now that would go so well with that brand new strand of the quartz, because the colour is actually quite similar. But these are much bigger, of course. You have got here your really bright green quartz in the taper shape from 19 by 13 mil, and you've got 240 carats worth there. Look at these. They are slightly domed on the front and the back. You can see that as the light spans around them. Nice cushioned edges to these, so no worries of them scratching or marking or irritating the skin. Really wonderful, rich colour to these. Now, one thing that is a little bit of a pain with these is the light in here is straight on. It's a very direct focus light. So it's really hard for you to see the light spanning through this, but just trust me on this. Imagine a really rich green in, say, a stained glass window. That's the effect you're getting here, because the light really does power through. It's absolutely beautiful. And then sticking with the green, but taking it to another level, really. When it comes to green gemstones, this is probably one of the favourites. Have a little look. Isn't that gorgeous? Emerald, of course. 70 carats worth of your plain ovals. 7x6 to 10x7. Rich, deep tones of green here. Gemstone that is said to help you see your real self, and that's one of the reasons that it was used in the Wizard of Oz stories for Emerald City, of course, because in the original books, and actually I went to see Wicked the other day and thought, oh, they've got the glasses on that I've read about. You know, if you've seen Wicked or if you've read the book, you'll know that it says they wear the green glasses because that's where the name originally came from Emerald City. The city itself wasn't actually emerald, it was just the fact they all wore these green tinted glasses. And it says in the book that the reason everyone wore the same glasses was so that everybody looked the same. It didn't matter, you know, what hair colour you had, the colour of your skin, the colour of your eyes, everyone looked the same because everyone wore these green tinted glasses, which is one reason it's meant to show your true self. And that's why also in the book and in the story, when you know, the Scarecrow and the Lion get to the Emerald City, and they all say, you know, I wanted a heart, I wanted courage, and essentially the wizard said, you've already had it all this time. That's another reason it's said to represent that, because it helps you to see your true self. Lots of myths and tales behind emerald, which is one of the reasons it's loved so much, I think. 70 carats worth you have here, these beautiful ovals. And then you've got a cab. Black agate cab in here we've got. Now, let me just get my fingerprints off this, give it a bit of a, there we go. Look, heart shape. It's that beautiful, delicate, quite whimsical heart shape as well, isn't it? It's not over the top. You haven't got a massive cleavage line in this. It's quite delicate. Domed front, and then flat back. And my fingerprints, and no drill hole on this whatsoever. it's going to be lovely to see how we've worked the cab into the leather itself. It's a really beautiful effect. That's your gemstones, but I've still got more. I've got your satin cord, 1 mil satin cord, 10 meters worth on each of these spools. Your black shimmer, your light gold shimmer, and your pearl white satin cord, each one of these, 1 mil, 10 meters on every single one. So, let's reiterate, shall we? Because, let's face it, you've had a lot to remember there. 30 meters worth of your satin cord, a beautiful black agate 50 carat cab. You've got these large, really large, green quartz, 19 by 13 mil. You've got your golden pyrite. You've also got that wonderful onyx, that deep, rich black onyx. And lastly, but by no means leastly, emerald. Your price today, £31.70. Okay, you've got a cab in here, you've got a strand of genuine emerald, and you've got that beautiful onyx. Now, you've got all of it, obviously, but I'm just picking out there the high price point pieces, the ones that we would usually expect to be that price point. You will have seen cabs around the £14 mark. You will have done. You could get 2 cabs for this price, or you could get the whole kit for this price. That is astonishing, isn't it? Of course, though, this is designer inspirational, and we don't just do astonishing, we do mind-boggling. It's dropping down. £21.95. 1, 2, 3, 4 massive strands. That's including your emerald, a beautiful cab, and 30 meters worth of your shine satin cord. There you all are. Welcome, welcome everybody coming in for this. Yep, you've heard it here first. This is an astonishing selection. Now, I am going to be bringing you the leather later. What I would say is, if you maybe tried leather and it wasn't for you, or perhaps you just know that leather jewellery isn't for you, that doesn't matter, because this you can just get and you can go wild with it as a kit as a whole, can't you? If you're not planning on adding the leather to your basket today, not a problem. That's one of the reasons we're doing it separately, so that if you haven't tried it, or if you haven't, it wasn't quite for you, you've still got the opportunity to get your hands on an astonishing discount, a wonderful variety of very rare and super precious gemstones, and some of your threading material. And actually, we've not had a threading material satin pack in a designer inspiration kit for ages. Well, I haven't anyway. So it's wonderful to be able to bring that to you today at that price. Bugsy65 is the code, and I'm heading on over to lovely Jem. Hi, gorgeous lady.
Hi.
How are you?
Well, I'm well. Yeah.
Good. We've had some text messages in for you already. If you want to send in some more, do so. 60777, you can text us, or just go on to the Jewellery Maker Facebook page. We've had a few in. Let's squeeze one in now. Why not? This one is from guest designer Sammy. Hello, lovely Sammy. I'm so excited I could scream. Yay! Gemma.
Just had caffeine.
P.S. Hello, Becky. Sorry, overexcitement. Just had caffeine. Hello, lovely Sammy. You are a hyper little love. How are you, sweet pea? Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Do you know what? The really great thing is, Sammy and I have been in cahoots this week because I'm doing a bit of Swelligant today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk to you about how you know, the surface prep and all that sort of thing. And then Sammy's going to take it to another level with wire and metals on, I think it's Thursday.
Ooh,
so really, it's going to be, over the 2 shows, a really good in-depth look at Swelligant.
That's
which
fab.
you know, which is nice, because I know I hadn't had enough information on it before, and especially with leather. I've never used it with leather before, so it's really good.
And it's beautiful use, I have to say. Take a look for yourself if you've never used Swelligant with leather either. These are the types of looks you can create, and I have got you the opportunity to get your hands on Swelligant later. So obviously Sammy will be with us at some point this week, touching upon wonderful Swelligant and the work with wire, so I have got the opportunity for you to get it today as well. And who knows, it might swing its way to you in time, depending on what day she's on with the Swelligant. That's coming up for you in a little bit. What do you think of that price point on this?
it's remarkable, isn't it? I mean, I thought 31 was good. I mean, you got emerald in there. First strand of emerald I bought was half that length, and it was $17.95, and that was about a year ago. So it just shows how much these prices have come down and what you get for your money now. Yeah.
How would you feel about it going a bit lower? Yeah, go on then, go on then. Helena was just discussing it then with my director, like, should we, shouldn't we? We're going to, because I've mentioned it on TV now. Your price today is under £20, making that treat even sweeter. What do you think of that price, $19.95?
Speechless.
You could buy a strand of emerald for that, couldn't you? An emerald and a cab, even our prices you could get at that price.
It's amazing, amazing.
Wonderful.
Price.
Treat yourself, everyone. Do check out your baskets. Everyone pays the same, so don't worry if you've bought it before. Everybody pays the same, less than £20 for you today. You've got a really stunning collection here, and everyone's quite different, actually.
Yeah, they're all very different. I mean, leather is still fairly new to me, so I'm still experimenting with what I can do with it. So really, you're seeing the experimentation sort of happening with each kit I do. So yeah, all quite different, and utilising every spare bit of leather as well in the bundle.
It's wonderful. What was your inspiration for these pieces?
Well, the stones really, they sort of led the way. So particularly with the heart style, the heart cabochon at the end there, I mean, that led the way. So I mirrored the shape, and having the cord meant I could do you know, it's only a simple macrame square knot, but I think it sort of lends itself nicely to the feel and texture of the leather. So yeah, it was sort of dictated by that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, beautifully. Again, all the shapes sort of dictate what designs happen. So the trapezoids dictated what shape I cut the leather and things like that. Yeah,
so wonderful. This piece here is very tactile, isn't it? In fact, my director was stroking this earlier on, and it is. Probably loves me for saying that. But it is a beautiful tactile piece, which actually is something that leather offers to you, and it's nice to use, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We can use it quite sculpturally, which is what I love about it. Or you can, you know, simply cut it, you know, with scissors, as you know, simple as cutting paper as well. So it you know, lends itself to lots of skill levels and sort of preferences in your style. So it's good. It's a brilliant medium.
Now, I will be bringing the leather to you in a moment, but let's get started, shall we? Just because your names have gone off my screen, there's so many people still buying this. I don't want to take the graphics off just yet, because I want everyone to have the opportunity to have the code in front of them. So I'll bring the leather with the Swelligant and all the extras in a little bit. Where are we starting, lovely Gem?
We're going to start by, we're going to look at the flowers on that necklace. It's difficult to see them very well on the black bust, but I think if we maybe if we can get a white bust in a minute, we'll swap it over.
Yeah, I can swap it over.
You can see them
for you in a second.
Easier. The reason I'm going to do the flowers is because it's the waste from the flowers that then takes us into the bib style necklace that looks like sort of lots of chopped up metal.
Oh, fab.
And then we're going to use the Swelligant in with that one. So if we start with the flowers. Wonderful. So what we need to do when we are doing the flowers is simply cut lots of circles in different sizes. So and I've alternated between, in this colour pack, you're going to get gold and green. So I think it's olive and then this gorgeous sort of muted gold.
Sorry, can I just straighten that up for you? There we go.
Sure. Thank you.
Sorry.
And then what I've used as templates are the various reels of cords and things that we get in our packs. So the larger one is the beading thread, the smaller one is the smaller wire reel, and then the very smallest one is actually the leather glue.
That's good.
So yeah, you can use what you've got. I mean, if you've got templates, brilliant, use those. You just draw around them. I just use a pen because I'm going to darken and paint at the ends anyway.
Okay.
Use a pen and then cut round. And you need 3 or 4 circles per flower. And then what we do is we just take a standard pair of scissors. If you've got the leather shears, brilliant, because you know I get through lots of scissors. The leather shears have never been in when I
Really?
No, never. So I'm using my standard scissors, which cut it fine because it's so soft. However, if you wanted to progress to the vegetan, then you'd need to invest in
definitely
leather shears, and also it will blunt them eventually. So just be aware of that. Now, what I would do is also I'm just going to score myself a line in the centre with an awl for a minute. You can do this in pen if you want. Just sort of a a hole in the centre so I know not to cut that far in.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut in straight lines from, I'm doing 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. And if you are a measurer and you love measuring, then do measure, it's fine. But I find that the more marks I make on the leather, the more I've got to cover up at the end, so I try and do it by eye if I can. So then I'm going to do 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, if we're working like a clock. And then also then in between each one, so in the centre of each of those I'm going to cut in, and I'm just cutting to that line I created with my awl.
I see.
Okay.
So making sure you don't cut in too far.
Too far into the centre, yeah. We need a centre area that's solid so that we can join them all together after. So do that all the way around, and then you take the midpoint. So now you've got all these sections here like this. So then you take the midpoint and you cut towards the cut line of the centre. So from the midpoint into the centre, and same from that point there and out. And what you'll end up with is lots of these little triangles.
Okay.
That are scrap, never throw those away.
We're keeping those away.
And you'll end up with points like this.
Okay, I see.
So
Lovely sort of star effect.
That's it. So then eventually you will have, I cut to these that I've done earlier, you'll have, if you do that with each size, you'll have 3 sort of stars then cut out. And don't worry about how neat the edges are, because it really won't matter. Then you want to take an awl or even your reamer and just create a hole in the centre. Now, for creating holes, usually I would use
the hole punch?
The hole punch. But because we want this hole to be quite small, we don't want a gaping hole because we're going to pop one of the onyx in the centre. I want it to be as small as I can, so just enough to get some wire or a head pin through. Now, I've used 0.4 wire here, but you can use whatever you want, so even a head pin would be fine. Okay. And I've threaded on a little onyx and just twisted it like so. Okay, and then I'm going to thread my 2 ends of wire together through the holes in each of these little stars and layer them up. Now, obviously, the bigger you go and the more layers you have, the fuller a flower you're going to get. Just pull that through and allow that to sit at the back like that. Okay?
Oh, pretty.
Now, they're not glued or joined together in any way, and we'll do that later. We'll put a backing on it in a minute. Okay. But we go from this, and I mean, that's really tidy, and you can keep it like that. That's quite a tidy look, but I wanted something a bit more sort of textured and bedraggled almost, you know, so it looks, they look a bit thistly, I suppose. Yeah. So all I'm going to do is take some water. Now, warm water or lukewarm water is fine, hot water's fine as well, whatever temperature, and we're just going to pop the flower in, and you'll notice it changed the leather changes colour. You see it gets darker, and that's when you know it's getting saturated. So allow it to saturate completely, and it's gone quite dark now. And then
it's like a creature, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sea creature. It's
yeah,
fab.
it does. Yeah.
I love that.
Okay, then we'll take it out and just squeeze out the excess water, and don't be afraid to manipulate it and squish it. You're not going to hurt it. The leather is really tough. Okay, squeeze out the water, and then I've taken each petal and just twisted it between my fingers. Okay, so literally holding onto the edge and twist and twist. Now,
and that's holding its shape, isn't it?
Yes, it will. It's a bit like, I don't know, if you tongue your hair, you know, you sort of go overboard on the curl because you want it to drop.
They'll drop out, yeah.
So that's what I suggest you do with the leather. Go overboard a little bit, exaggerate the curl or the twist you want, because once you've played with it and painted it and all the things that we're going to do with it, they will sort of drop out slightly. So I'd say exaggerate how tatty and how twisted you make each petal. And so at the end, you can actually undo that a little bit. Okay, so you can see I've twisted each of these ends, and I've got quite a sort of a much more organic looking flower shape now.
Beautiful.
Okay, so that's that. Now, what I did whilst mine were wet, is I actually popped some of some dark oxide on the Swelligant range onto it.
Okay.
But with some of the others I didn't, so I've done a few variations. So I don't know if you want to talk through them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll bring the Swelligants to you right now. And for anyone who doesn't know what Swelligant is, let's just briefly explain it.
Okay.
How would you describe Swelligant?
Swelligant is a metallized paint. So it isn't just a paint, it actually is metal. So when you put it onto a surface, you are basically coating it, metal coating it.
Yeah.
And then what you've got then, when you've got a sort of a bare metal surface, you've then got all the options you would have with any other bare metal. So you can patina it, you can colour it, you can put all different effects on it. And the range of Swelligant that we've got allows you to do all those things really easily.
Absolutely.
But it goes on any surface, which is what's so fantastic about it.
Because of course we're using it with leather today, but then Sammy's going to use it later on in the week with metal. So get your opportunity, get your hands on it now, and you can kind of explore with us, or journey with us as it were, what different mediums these can span across. You've got 2 ounces of the patina Tiffany, in the Tiffany green in the rust, and you've got the gold green patina 2 ounces, and then we've got 1 ounce of the charcoal black. So the differences with these are quite vast, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Which ones have you used for this design?
For this design, I've used
these designs.
I've used all of them.
All of them.
Yeah, yeah. In this piece, I've used everything. I've just put it all on. The great thing about Swelligant as well is it doesn't matter what order you use it in either.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you find that you've gone over the top on an effect, you can then put something else on top, and you can keep changing it and evolving your piece.
I love that metallic effect it gives it, and it has got a real luster to it, hasn't it?
It has.
So spectacular.
It really does metallize things.
Really, really does.
Yeah.
So all 3 you're going to be getting here today. There's already loads of people getting it. If you're looking at just adding a different dimension to your pieces, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And it is for everything. So even home decor, fabrics, gemstones, anything you want to colour, or, you know, make look metallic, you can.
You can. We will show you how to use all of these in moments, but I want to give you the chance to own them now. All 3 today should be £20.85, of course, because they are a high-end product, and they are something that, you know, you can use across a massive range of mediums. I'm going to drop the price for you today though, so that everyone can give it a go. And like I say, we are going to be exploring this a lot within the next week or so get your hands on it now and you can play along at home. Price for all 3 today is just £12.95. What do you think of that price? You sort of winced, to be honest.
It's quite extraordinary. I mean, I've looked recently because I've been on the website where you can get lots of tutorials, so the actual website, and you can only, at the moment, I'm pretty sure you can only get it in America. I might be wrong, it might have made its way into Britain, but so obviously you've got shipping and everything as well, and the possibility of paying tax and import duty on it. But even the bundle prices were phenomenal. I'm interested to see what it would all add up to, and then I'll tell you the comparison.
Oh, I love that. Only got 44 of these available now. You can see how fast that is going down. We're just going to keep the ticker kind of trying to catch up with us there. There's loads of it in baskets, possibly about 15 will be my estimate. I've got 27, 25 left of these. Once it's gone, of course, it's gone. Very, very rarely will we do a bundle of just Swelligant. It's purely because you guys out there have asked for it, and we're doing it at an astonishing discount point, because when we sell them individually on the website, which is the way the majority of the time you will purchase them, there will be no discount on them. We've bundled them together for designer inspiration. I've probably got about 25 in baskets. This will be a sellout within moments. Technically, it sort of already is, because I've got more in baskets than I have availability. Get the last 10. Now, fastest finger first. Keep checking out. Well done, Norfolk. Well done, West Yorkshire. And you've just come through on the telephone. Duncan's just come through on the telephone as well. Stealing out of baskets now. It says 6, but it takes a bit of time to catch up. It's a goner, apparently. Sorry about that. We will put the information for those gorgeous gemstones back on screen. Don't forget, you've got in there the emerald, you got the cab, you got the pyrite, you got that gorgeous quartz as well, and you got the emerald with the findings pack. The satin cords as well. Ridiculously low price, $19.95. Get it whilst you can.
Right, well, whilst we've got this dioxide out then, I'll show you. Now, you get a different effect, obviously, when you apply the dioxide. The black dioxide, the charcoal black, when the fabric itself is wet, because it sort of absorbs it or dilutes it slightly, so it draws it into the leather. Okay. So I tried it both ways. So I tried it on the wet, and it gave me a much more subtle finish. Okay. So I'll just show you that now, and then I'll show you on the dry one that I've got prepared. How different it is. Now I'm using couldn't find a plate. So I'm using just a plastic bag.
Sandwich bag, it looks like.
And here I've got just a kitchen sponge that I've cut into small pieces to use with my Swelligant range. So if I just take a dab on my sponge, and you really don't need much, just a small dab, and then try and dab it off.
You don't need a lot at all, do you?
No. And if you don't like getting messy, wear gloves, but it's not dangerous to your skin at all. So. And then literally I'm just rubbing it over quite haphazardly over the over all the petals. All the petals, yeah. And just as I'm rubbing it on, I'm sort of catching it. Now it's drying in here very quickly because it's so warm in the studio, and got dry air running around. So it's not sinking in quite as much. But if you find that, and you find you want it to sort of sink in much further and look much more fluid then and graduated, then you can pop it on, and then you can pop it back in the water so that it takes it in even further. So if I finish that there and just say, okay, I've roughly caught most of the edges of that flower. See, it's caught there. And then if I popped it back in the water for just a minute, then you should be able to see how it sort of absorbs into the leather even further. So just give it a little swish in there again, and then pinch the water out. Then let's open that flower back out again now and see how the dye is that's right, it's sort of taking it in. You've got less lines and more sort of watermarks then of the darker colour. Beautiful. And that's sort of edged all those leather edges. Okay, and then just put your twists back in. Okay.
Oh, it's such a lovely, wonderful effect.
So that's how simple it is, just adding just a little bit of an extra dimension to your piece. So that's doing it on the wet anyway.
I just want to let you know, because we've had a few people messages saying, no, I missed the Swelligant. I have got more coming up for you in a little bit. I've got your bronze and copper coming up together, and then I've got the 2 others as well that I'll bring to you in a little bit. And that's including the matte seal as well. I'm going to bring the leather to you now, just before we move on, because a lot of people are asking about this as well. You're going to be getting 2, if I might just move this, you'll be getting 2 sheets of this leather. Now, how are these to work with?
It's just gorgeous. I mean, it's soft, it smells divine, it cuts easily. It's just lovely. It's stunning, isn't it? It's like fabric. It's as tactile and as flexible as fabrics. You can really ruche it up, a lot like I have with the heart style on the end. In fact, I made myself a really big bib to wear out on Friday night, which I absolutely love. Really? So I can see it being...
Did you get compliments?
Yeah, I can see it being a staple part of my wardrobe from now on.
Really?
Yeah.
I adore that.
So it's got that. I don't know, it's just absolutely gorgeous.
It is, the quality is spectacular. And if you haven't bought leather from us before, it's almost hard to comprehend. It really is. It is really high-end. This isn't the kind of leather you'd have on a sofa, really. No. It's the kind of leather that you would have in the really, really high-end, hundreds up to thousands of pounds worth jackets at the boutiques, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that feel. It is soft. soft, it is malleable. Look at it, just feels absolutely delicious. It really does. This is a square foot piece. So each of these you'll be getting is your square foot. This is in your khaki green colour that we have here of your Nappa leather. And then you've got the suede side, which is so soft. It reminds me of the bit of my dog's nose just above, like just where its snout is. It's just so gorgeous and soft to touch. It really is wonderful. Now they've not sent the gold over, we've just been told, which is a bit peculiar, but have you got a little bit of you've got a bit of a cut off?
Yes.
Imagine this also is a square foot piece. Warehouse haven't sent it over, I'm sorry about that. But this is your metallic golden colour that you will be getting, and then look on the back. Oh, that is so divine, isn't it? Beautiful metallic effect to these. I love how they work together.
I love how they work together, and that it's changing seasons. I think this is the name of the whole bundle, and it's just right, isn't it? Because it really does sort of give you that feel of autumn and the crossover.
It really does, but you've still got a bit of sunshine spanning through with the gold as well.
Yeah.
To the crisp leaves, beautiful. Metallic gold and your khaki. 2 sheets of these. Don't forget you will be getting the square foot section, so if I just hold that up you'll have a decent idea. This will be the size in the khaki and in the gold itself as well. Sorry that we haven't got the other sample for you. You can use your imagination. What's price point are you thinking for this high quality leather? Your price today is not going to be £25.90. We're gonna go just under 20. Your price today for 2 sheets of this stunning quality leather is just £19.95 for you today. If you've bought leather in other places before and perhaps you've had a bit of an issue with stamping, I know that that's one that's a big issue. Sometimes you get it and it's marked, isn't it? And you can get offcuts and tiny scraps and pieces. With this and with us, you do not get that. Look, there's absolutely no markings on the back or on the front of this whatsoever. None whatsoever. Absolutely none. It's so soft. It's a beautiful, rich quality. And at that price point, I'm not surprised your names have already gone off my screen. I'm really not. We don't see leather that often. We really don't. We very rarely have it on the show, but we're bringing it to you today with the gorgeous Gemma Crow and her beautiful designs. Just $19.95. That is an astonishing price crash. It really is. TZGC09. That is your code. Changing Seasons leather in the gold and the khaki. Your names have gone off my screen. Lots in baskets. Do check out your baskets because they are going really, really quickly. Actually, only got 43 available to you at the moment. That's going down really quick. £19.95. If you want it, now's your opportunity. If everyone was to check out their baskets now, I'd have about 14 left, and that would be it. If this is a sellout, which it will be within moments, the main graphics will come back on your screen. £19.95 for the gemstones. Let's continue, shall we? Let me give you that back.
Thank you.
Thanks for that, love.
That's all right.
More Swelligant coming up in a little bit as well.
It just, you know, when you look at those foot squares, you think, oh, it's not much. I know I did at home, but it goes on and on and on, and like the offcuts can be used just as I'm going to show you now. So using your offcuts, and the beauty about having the Swelligant is that even if your offcuts are all different colours, from all your different samples of leather that you've used, or even shapes and thicknesses, even if you've got veg tan and things like that, you can just put it all together and then paint it. So what I've got here is to use up. You know, when I made these flowers and I cut out all these triangles, well, I ended up with, obviously, as you can imagine, all this.
Wow.
In triangles.
Lots and lots of offcuts there.
So I thought, well, there's no way I'm going to waste that. So I thought I'll layer it up, and I think when I finished, it feels like one of these sort of junkyard pieces, you know, where you know, really arty pieces. We got all the little bits of metal all sort of fused together. Yeah. So I wanted that look. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do. Now this is just cut from the corner. This centerpiece here is sort of cut from the corner of a piece of the leather, and then I've cut 2 sort of semicircles to go around the neckline. Okay, and they're going to attach there and there roughly when we've done.
Okay.
Now use your own neck as a measurement, or if you've got a bib style necklace at home that you can sort of draw around, which is what I did to get the shape. And I know there's templates in Natalia's DVD as well, the leather DVD.
And I have got, I think I'm safe in saying, producer Helena, have we got that DVD coming up? We have.
Right, there's some brilliant
Natalia.
templates in there, so you can use the templates and make it much easier for yourself. So basically I've got this background and I've got my glue. So what I'm going to do is, this is really done quite quickly and haphazardly. I'm going to squidge my glue all over this little L shape of leather.
Don't have to make this neat, do you?
No.
Obviously it dries clear, this glue too.
It dries clear anyway, that's right.
As far as I know, we don't have any of this beautiful Natalia's glue available at the moment, but keep your eye on the website.
Well, that's because it's so brilliant. I know so many people that are buying it for all sorts of reasons, not just their leather, but it,
I know.
You know,
I
it's
need
fantastic.
some for my sofa.
Yeah, I glued Tom's shoes, I glue all sorts with it. Right, so now I'm just going to take handfuls of my triangles and just literally sprinkle them on.
So it doesn't matter what direction these land in or which way up they go, whether it's the leather or the suede side?
No, and in fact, the more random it is, the better.
Fab.
So then you just flatten them all in and try and get them all so they've got a bit of glue on. Now, what I did is I put the layering quite sparingly towards the edges, because I wanted to sort of pile, you know, give it depth more to the centre. So I've sort of done it quite sparingly to the edges, and then I've done a couple of layers like this on the centre. So we're just going to keep pushing these in. Now, if you find that you've got, you know, a bundle of triangles that are all sitting very neatly together, then do manipulate them a little bit so they look a bit more haphazard. But mainly, the way you drop them on is pretty much going to be how they look in the end. So I'm going to pop a few more dabs of glue around the centre area to layer up a bit more.
Just giving it a nice depth, isn't it, really?
Yeah, yeah. And that's what I wanted, it to look quite solid and chunky in the centre. So I'm going to take some more and just sprinkle them on.
I have only got 9 left now of the leather bundle. Don't forget, it's the khaki and that metallic gold, each the square foot in size. And once people check out their baskets, I will have about 6 left. So just be quick to check out those baskets. And if you want them, give us a call in now, 0800 644 655, or get onto jewellerymaker.com. Don't forget, no matter how much you add to your baskets at this moment in time, it's only $2.95 until midnight. 30-day money back guarantee on everything, so do get involved today. $19.95, cracking discount. We rarely discount leather, but it's yours today at that wonderful price, but not many left. Do check out your baskets.
Okay, so I'm just being a little bit more strategic now with the last few, just seeing where I've got gaps or spaces to fill.
Okay.
And just popping them on. A few more bits to fill in. One more there.
So you're almost tapering out in a way, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah, that's it. So I've got more the mass, much more mass in the centre here, and then just almost one sort of layer of the triangles and offcuts here. Now I can imagine this working really nicely with circles as well.
Oh, gorgeous.
You know, just lots of circles if you're, you know, if you've got lots of circle offcuts. And if you were lucky enough when we were selling the die cutting machine, then you know, it makes your job even easier. You can just run the leather through the die cutting machine and you can cut some really elaborate shapes.
Amazing shapes.
So that's, you know, that's another thing you can do if you've got
And actually, if you've got that leather hole punch that we launched together for the circles.
Oh, the metal one.
The metal one.
Do you know, I don't know. I wanted to try it, but I haven't got one of those myself at home, so I didn't want to try it with a different tool, just in case.
Just in case, of course.
Yeah, in case it worked with mine and not.
But do you think it would work?
I can't see why not.
Yeah.
I can't see why not. Definitely worth a go.
Yeah.
If I can convince somebody to let me take it home, I'll have a go. Right, I think I'm going to stop faffing with that now, because you could be a bit bored. But take your time at home. If you want to change the layout of it a little bit, then do so and keep adding more and more in. But for now, for what we want to achieve today, I think I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Okay, doesn't look like much at the moment, does it?
Hey, it does. You're about to add some more Swelligant now.
I'm about to add the colour, yeah, the metal.
I'm going to bring you this now, just give that a bit of time to dry.
Yes.
I'm going to bring to you some more Swelligant now. Separately, are they? Copper separate, and then the bronze is coming up in a moment for you. 8 of those left. Once you 3 check out, obviously there'll be 5 left, so do check out your baskets if you want that wonderful high quality bargain leather. Do get it now. I'm going to bring you your Swelligant here. Now, what have we used on this one? Which colour have we focused on?
Well, we've actually not used copper or the other one.
It looks like you have.
Because there was a little bit of a mix-up, and I got sent Laura's things and Laura got sent mine. So I had to use what we could find to take, because I didn't have any myself at home. So, however, the copper is probably going to be my favourite because that's very me, copper, the copper tones. But I've used a brass colour, like a goldy colour. But it would work. In fact, it would be nice because it would contrast nicely with the gold. So if you wanted, I could use that one instead.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
We'll bring it to you now and we'll show you exactly how this looks, because it'll be nice for you to see the different tones that you get.
Yeah.
This is your beautiful copper colour. Again, it's 2 ounces. I've already got people coming in for this right now. Don't forget, the Swelligant I brought to you earlier on did sell out. I've got so many people waiting for this. It's a gorgeous metallic tone. We're going to show you exactly how to use it and what it looks like in moments. What I will say to you is, if you haven't tried this before, now's your opportunity, because we're going to bring it to air for you at a bargainacious price of just £6.95 for you to get your hands on this today. And let's have a little look at exactly how to use it, shall we? I love the copper tone.
It's my absolute favourite.
Is it?
And it goes with everything, so I think it's the most versatile as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I try and squidge it out the top, you've got a little cover on there, obviously.
Seal to take off.
I'm glad I get to open this one, because that might mean I get to take it home too.
Oh, fingers crossed.
And I can play with it.
Wishful thinking.
Right, so it works a lot like, if anybody out there's used an acrylic paint before, it feels and looks just like
Quite
it,
like that, doesn't it? Yeah.
Except the particles are actually metal, which means that you can actually use it indoors or outdoors, and you can actually use all the patinas on it. And treat your finished item that you've painted like a metal.
Like a metal.
Yeah, so it does offer you that sort of durability as well as flexibility. Right, so I'm just going to squidge some onto my plastic bag here. Use a palette if you want, if you've got some at home. And take a sponge. You can use a paintbrush if you like, but I'm going to use a sponge. I've got lots of areas I want to get into. And although I actually quite like the colours, and I did leave some of the colours poking through in the piece there, if you did have, say I had reds in here and pinks and some of the neons, it wouldn't work.
No.
And I'd want to cover the whole thing.
So you can with this.
So you can with a sponge, it's much easier. So I'm just going to dab it in, and you can see just how intense a colour you get. I mean, that is intensely copper, isn't it?
Yeah, amazing.
I'm going to use a bit more. Really squidge it in. I mean, I've got wet glue on here as well, so please bear that in mind. Probably won't cover the glue while it's wet. There is something called a surface prep that you can use if you're using this on a non-porous surface, so something like a gemstone or ceramics or anything like that, then or a coated metal as well, because you can do this on all our findings, but because they're coated, you'll need to put a preparation on first, which we do have.
Yeah.
But with the leather, because it is porous and it is going to sort of latch onto the paint and take it into itself, we don't need a surface prep. If I was doing it on the metal, I would. On the findings, I would. Okay, so you can see how that's covering nicely.
Goes really far, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I'm just squidging out a little bit at a time because I don't want to have any
overdo
wastage, really. So, right, I'm nearly done. Then I can show you the magic bit.
Ooh. It's got a beautiful, one thing that you might not be able to see that well at home is it has got a gorgeous metallicized effect to it, hasn't it? And that's obviously the actual metal
it is, yeah.
within this.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really hard to tell that it's not metal once it's done. And this is going to have a much thicker layer on than the one I've got as a finished piece over there. So really the metallic luster from this is going to be even greater.
There's a message in. Can you use the Swelligant on cord?
Yeah.
And that's for Stella, yeah?
Yeah, you can use it on fabrics. No
You can use it
problem.
on your satin cord, your fabrics, you can use it on your leatherette cord as well if you wanted to. Could you? I don't know if you'd want to, but say you macrame'd,
Yeah.
would you be able to dab it on top of that?
Yeah, you could do some sort of paint effect, and I would definitely recommend you use a sponge to do that, because you wouldn't want it to go into all the crevices, because it will settle like any paint.
Yeah.
So use it very sparingly.
So it just highlight the ridges.
Yeah.
Quite nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Not many of these left at the moment. 52 of them left, £6.95. If you want to get your hands on that Swelligant, do so right now.
Right.
I've got the bronze coming up in a minute as well.
Right, now a very exciting bit. So if I do it in sections, then we'll be able to see all the reactions happening differently. If I take first, I've got my gold verdigree. Is that the one we've already had?
This is coming up for you. Should we do this now, Helena? Okay, I'll bring this to you now. This is exactly what we're using, and this is where the magic happens, really. This is your gold verdi. We did have it in that first bundle. I'm bringing it to you in a bundle now as well.
Tiffany green in the other one, I think, and then gold green in the other one. Is that right?
I had both.
Oh. I think you've got the other one there.
Yeah.
Oh, separate.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
is here then.
I have got here for you your Swelligant essentials, and these really, really are. So I have got in front of me your clear sealant and your patina.
Yes, so you've got the gold green patina, which is this one, and I'll pop some of that on now so you can see that in action.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? Sealant.
Yeah.
We need that at the end.
Wonderful.
We need that to stop any reaction. There's a couple of reasons you might want sealant, which I'll talk to you about. But let's pop some of this patina on now. You can see what happens. Now, applying it whilst it's still wet helps the reaction happen much quicker. And you can, if you're a bit like me, I need instant gratification. I need to know what's happening straight away. I'm far too impatient. So for you impatient people like that, you don't need to wait for it to dry, which is brilliant. So I'm just squidging a little bit onto my sponge. I'm going to let it sort of sink in a little bit too much. I don't want loads. I'm going to do just this side for a minute, and I'm just going to splodge it on just over here. And you can see, I don't know if we can, might be better if I tip it to the...
Do you want to tip it slightly? There we go.
To the camera.
Whilst we're watching this magic happen, you can see the magic of the price happening as well.
So it's
£13.90.
It's this side
I've
here. Done, and you should be able to start to see the green. It's started to change colour, so it's reacting with the metal, and it's starting to go green.
£9.95 for both of those today. Can you hang on? There we go. Can you see it now? Can you see it slightly changing?
Slightly.
And that's really, really simple. Obviously, it will change more over time, and that's just really easily using the gold green patina, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can see it really clearly to my eye changing really, really easily.
And as it dries, the green becomes far more prominent.
And actually, you can see that on here, can't you?
Yeah.
If I show you one, this is the dried one, because obviously it takes a bit of time for it to react with the metal. And you see there. Actually, it's much bolder to the eye. The camera must be blocking out a bit of a green tone to this, but just trust us on this. And in fact, I don't even need to tell you that. Apparently you all know, because there's loads of you getting this. £9.95, an amazing discount on these two Swelligants.
Okay.
It's a gorgeous vintage tone.
It really is, and this one gives you the darker sort of pea green, the much more earthy green. The other one gives you the really, and what you expect, you see the copper roofs on mosques and things, and how they go that beautiful
really
pale green. This is the other one, the Tiffany green. Oh, hang on, which one have I used? The Tiffany green would take it to that really pale colour.
Pale tone.
So if I show you, I can show you that one.
Yeah,
next,
absolutely.
if you like.
The Tiffany green's the one we had in earlier on as well. In this bundle of the Swelligant Essentials, you have got your matte finish, which we're going to show you in a little bit, your sealant, and you've got the patina we've just shown you there. We're going to show you the Tiffany now, which is the one you had in the first bundle that sold out, I'm afraid to say.
So if I show you that on the other side, we can compare the difference. So I'm going to just dab that on the other side.
You're using a tiny bit of this, aren't
Yeah, literally I've just dribbled a tiny bit onto the sponge and let it sink in a bit.
You can see it's getting bolder and bolder. You can actually start to see it from the camera above now, can't you? The colour change that is taking place.
So we'll see the same thing happening on this side.
That's with your Tiffany tone.
And this is with the Tiffany tone, yeah.
And don't forget, we can use this on materials, fabrics, leathers, metals.
Yeah. Gemstones.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Yeah, and your raw coppers, you can just use the patinas on, the bare copper that we stock now.
Wonderful. We should send a message in, did you say, lovely, Helena? Yeah? Do keep sending your texts, so we'll answer as many as we can today. Gemma, do you need to use clear sealant on all materials? Good question, Sean, thank you.
Yes, I would say seal it. There's a couple of reasons. A lot like any patina, if you leave it, it will continue to react.
Okay, yeah.
The reaction, and remember this is metal now.
Of course.
You know, it isn't a metal, so it will keep reacting, and it's not got any e-coating. So yeah, I would say always seal it with this sealer. Yeah.
Which is in front of you right now, Sean, $9.95. That's the price on that.
The great thing about this sealer I will add is that it's flexible. A lot of sealers you can buy, especially when you're working on leather and fabrics, you still want to keep it flexible. So I would say I recommend this one is particularly to use with this project.
Fab.
Okay.
Lovely. Oh, I can see that's just starting to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just going. It will get there eventually.
It reminds me of, you know, when you get the old coins and they start to have that aging on them.
Yeah.
It's that effect that we've got here,
or,
isn't it?
Your old, you know, your garden furniture and things like that. They get the lichen on, don't they? That goes that lovely green.
Absolutely.
So it's starting to go, and I mean, if we can see this side now, the green is very intense.
Green that is.
It is.
If I lift it up, you'll be able to see even better. I don't want to dribble that over.
I don't know if that camera's on that section.
No, it's not yet. You can see now how green this one side has gone. That's because it's constantly working now, isn't it? It's still patinaing, it's still going. Look how different that looks. Look.
Yeah, you can see it.
You can see it now, can't you? That's a vast difference, isn't it? And this is the side we put the Tiffany on, which is just starting to react. We'll show you that and keep you posted on that soon. I feel like it's a nature programme then.
Yeah.
We'll keep you posted on, the ageing process.
Okay, well, and the thing is, whilst it's still wet, it's evolving rapidly. You know, it's changing rapidly. I'm going to use a bit of that dioxide now, the black charcoal, and I'm just going to do the centre bit just so you can see what happens with that as well.
Okay.
And this one, really do dab it off your sponge because you know you don't want it too intense. And very lightly, I'm just sort of almost dry brushing, which is sort of where you've got very little paint and you're just sort of picking up the edges of the metal.
Yeah. Now,
the beauty of this whole collection is you can go back in after and paint over it. You can add more patina, you can add paint over the top so the patina appears to be less, and you can layer up and layer up. And also it doesn't matter what order. So if I was to put the patina on first and then the paint, you'd still get the reaction. So it means that you can go into a piece after you've finished and still add dimension to it or more colour. But I love the black oxide because I love how it takes it from a monotone, because remember I've painted the whole thing copper, and I love how the black just picks up the edges and gives you that depth in your piece, and it makes it look much more three-dimensional than it actually is. So you can see it's just picking up the edges. Now make sure you go around all the edges of your leather because you don't want those fluffy edges to be unpainted, whereas everything else is coloured.
Yeah. Okay,
so I'm going to leave these at the moment because they're still wet. I don't want to go in with the black over the top just yet.
No.
But I would put that black dioxide all over that charcoal black all over that just to help lift all the edges. And then I would just keep going in. If I see an area that needs a bit more green or a bit more black, I'd just keep going in. Or even if I think, oh, I've overdone it there with the patina, I'd go in with some more copper.
And add over the top. It gives it almost like when you're painting a picture or you're drawing and you add a bit of shade to something, it makes it look really 3D.
Yeah.
And it's showing the gentle texture of the leather as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is a beautiful, beautiful effect. I need to let you know that it's actually a sellout, technically, your info on screen, because it says I've got 25, but I've got about 30 in baskets. So fastest finger first essentially whoever checks out first will get it. If you do want to get your hands on it, it's important that you ring in now. You might be able to steal it off the people with it in their baskets. Sammy Guest Design has just been on the telephone to buy hers, as have many other people. Don't forget, you get the patina, which we showed you in this section here, and you get the sealant, which is absolutely imperative not only for this design but for any other designs that you want, to keep that flexibility and to ensure that your designs essentially stay as you want them to stay.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So the sealant seals everything in, stops it transferring or rubbing off, but also what it does allow you to do is, if you find, remember I was saying about how you can go in and keep adding layers, and even if your patina layer goes on first and then your metal, it will still react.
It will still react.
Whereas, so if I decided now that I really don't like this and I want to start again with it, then I would seal it first and then start again, because then that would stop any of the reactions that I had previously set in place from happening. So, you know, that's another reason.
That's
and
really good.
And it might be, it's just that area I don't like. So I just pop a bit of sealant there and
let
then
it dry
and then work on top of that. So you don't need to do the whole thing, but just certain areas you think, nah, that's not working. Cover it up with some sealant and then start working it up again.
Oh, that's a wonderful tip. Thank you for that, Gem. 18 left, about 35 in baskets now. Check out when you get the opportunity.
Okay, so I'm going to leave that one to the side. I've added a bit more patina on this side because it wasn't quite enough. I don't think I saturated the sponge quite enough, so you can see that happening. Yeah. And it's like spearmint and peppermint. That's the difference between the colours. You've got the sort of earthy green, and then you've got the pepperminty, spearminty sort of green the other side. So we'll see how that evolves. And just the for the neckline piece. Now I've also, because I mean, even though this is a metallic, it's slightly different metallic to what I've got there. Although, having said that, I actually like the contrast.
I love that actually, yeah.
So I could leave that as it is, but I'd be tempted to sort of try and tie it in by adding a bit of perhaps maybe popping a bit of the copper in, because that's what I've used this time.
Yeah.
Or even maybe a different colour. So just, and on the gold, I'm just not doing all of it, I'm just going to do some of it. And I would also go around the sort of suede edges where it looks sort of cut. I would just rub my sponge across those edges just to sort of cover them, tie them in and make them look more, make it look more finished really. So that's, I would just play with those and see what happens.
Wonderful.
Okay.
I have had a text in. This is a sellout, essentially, because I've got about 35 in baskets. Hi, girls. Oh, Anna, I like that. Girls.
Yeah.
Nice that. Can Gemma please show the effect with the bronze? Thanks. I'll bring the bronze to you now, and then we can show the effect, if that's all right. Yeah. The bronze is coming at you right now. It's the 2-ounce pot. It's going to be the same price, of course, as the copper colour, but it's a real different effect, and it's much richer.
Yeah, it's darker. It's
antique bronze, isn't it? Really,
it's much deeper.
We'll show you exactly how to use this. The graphics come in. It will be in at $6.95. If you want it, get your hands on it now, and we'll show you exactly this.
I wonder if Anna just said that because she'd like me to take the bronze home as well. Thanks,
Anna.
Thanks,
Anna. Maybe.
Good one.
I like
Anna.
that. Good one. Good work.
Pay you later. Right, so let's open it up.
It's a real deep, rich tone.
It is. And do you know, I'd be tempted to use it on with the copper because I think they would create a really nice tonal effect.
Really nice together.
Right.
Don't forget, this has got all the same attributes as the copper. It's still got the metallic within it, still got the actual metal within it. You can still patina this, seal it, etc. Use it on multitude of different pieces. But it's just a real rich, deep tone, isn't it?
So it's much browner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's lovely.
Antiques bronze tone on there.
So I can imagine doing that. Can you imagine using Natalia's animal print stamps and stamping onto the
core blimey.
You're gonna have to raid.
Really good.
And do that, I think. I have to, and then you could just metallise just the metallic prints.
If I show you the difference in these, so this one here is the bronze that is on your screen now. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And this one here is your copper. So you can see real different in tone here. They're going to work spectacularly together, aren't they? £6.95. So how would we finish this piece off?
So finishing this actual piece, I would, towards the edges, I would cut around. You see where I've got my little pieces of cut leather there. So I'm going to just trace around the edges so that I just taper that in slightly. So I go all the way around, leaving a sort of 2mm border then around all the cut edges.
I see. So that's how you've got this effect.
Yeah, just to get the shape.
Which is lovely actually, because you're now getting more scraps for your next piece,
aren't you? This is it. Never throw scraps away. So you can see I've just go around all the edges, trimming them so that I get.
So can you see that this was the triangular piece, but all we've done is we've left you 2mm about edging around the ones that jut out, and that's how you get this beautiful organic effect.
This shape. So you can see I've just trimmed around a few of them there. If I do this very end, and then I can show you how we join it.
Okay.
So just cut. I mean, some of them you need to use a bit of artistic license if it's going to give you too jaunty an edge or too much of an angle, but that's roughly what you do. Wonderful. And then I just simply lay that on there and glue it. That glue is plenty strong enough, so I'm going to just pop a bit of glue onto that section there, stick it on like so. I mean, it's already stuck enough for me to work with it. I mean, it's not going to, you need to give it...
glue is amazing. I'm afraid we don't have any at the moment, but we hope to get some in very soon.
Give it sort of 24 hours before you wear it, but you know. And then the two ends, just I've created a little hole with a hole punch, and then I've used a satin cord just to tie. If you just see there, I mean, you can put a more elaborate clasp on there if you like, but I utilise the satin cord. And I think it sort of works anyway in that sort of rustic style piece. That's it, simple as that.
Simple as that, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, gorgeous leather designs, all the inspiration you need. Thank you so much for showing us that, Gem.
You're welcome.
They're beautiful. It's really nice to see Swelligant used in an unusual way.
Yeah.
This is the last of the Swelligant that we have on our show today. Only 13 left, $6.95, plenty of you getting it. What are we expecting from your second design? Because it is different.
Yes, it's very different to this. It's leather and chain. It's very... Well, it was described as Kate Bush, Cher, early 90s, rocker biker chick. It's a bit of everything, but it's
is.
Yeah, it's, I mean, red and black and leather and chain. It's just really nice, isn't it?
This is just one of the pieces, extravagant to really, really wearable we've got for this, including a leather ring as well. We are going to be joining you after the break, and don't forget I have my whole section of precious metal. I will see you after this.
We've teamed up with Crafts Beautiful magazine to offer our customers an exclusive promotion. From the 1st to the 5th of September, we're giving you the chance to purchase a 6-issue subscription to Crafts Beautiful magazine for just $19.99. That's a saving of 33%. Simply go to the website or call 01795 414 964 and quote the discount code JM offer. Terms and conditions apply. Please see the website for further details.
We here at Jewellery Maker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you'll receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with Jewellery Maker FIFO reviews.
This week, Jewellery Maker has an exclusive offer running for all our customers. Our pick of the week is an amazing Get Started with Jewellery Making bundle. This incredible value for money bumper pack includes a toolkit, beading trays, threading material, gemstones, display stands, gift boxes, findings, and the 4th birthday DVD collection. All of this for just $84.95. This limited offer is great for beginners or simply to stock up on all your jewellery making essentials. To get your hands on this deal, simply contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Join guest designer Natalia Coleman for the Introduction to Leather DVD. Natalia will guide you through new techniques, including how to create rings, cufflinks, earrings and necklaces. You will also learn how to use the essential tools you need to work with leather, along with lots of helpful hints and tips. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Thank you to all of our customers who voted for Jewellery Maker to be nominated at the Make and Sell Jewellery Awards. We've been nominated for 8 awards. Please continue to vote for us to win by going to the Make and Sell Jewellery Awards website and registering your vote. Voting closes on the 27th of November.
My name is Rebecca Redican. Thank you very much for joining me, and especially at this time. If you're looking at getting your hands on something oh so precious, now is your opportunity, because we have got loads and loads of 925 coming up for you right here, right now. I'll talk to you a little bit first about what 925 is. Please do excuse me if you already know quite a lot of this information, but obviously, as I'm sure you can all appreciate, there's lots of new people coming in all the time who perhaps don't know about the metal itself. So I'll start kind of from the basis of it, really. When I say 925, I'm referring to a silver. It's 925 because of the percentage. So it's 92.5% silver, 7.5% ore. Now, the ore can be lots of things. Generally, it's a copper. Now, the reason we add an ore, in many cases the copper, the 7.5%, to silver, is because it strengthens the silver itself. When you're dealing with, say, your fine silver, so your 99.9% genuine silver, it's a very, very soft material. It's very, very malleable. Some reasons, and for certain pieces and mechanisms, it actually can be too soft or too malleable. So, for example, if you were, what I'm about to show you is a Labradorite oval bezel connectors. If it was to be done in fine silver, if the bezel and the connector itself was quite small, and you were, say, to hang it from a chain, that, you know, if it's on the neckline, or especially on a bracelet, it's a very hard working piece of jewellery, isn't it? A bracelet, you know, you can knock it against things and so on and so forth. 99.9% fine silver can bend out of shape, it can fall off, it can be knocked and manipulated out of its casing, which could mean, in this case, that, say, your gorgeous, stunning, high-end Labradorite could actually fall out. Connectors as well, if you use it for a fine jewellery connector, if it was to be tugged, it would just snap open. So 92.5% silver, which you've got the opportunity to own now, is perfect for jewellery making, because you've got the luxury there, a vast majority, of course, 92.5%, vast majority of the pure, fine, beautiful silver mixed in with an ore that gives you luxury with strength combined, giving you 925. When we talk about silver, we're talking about high-end, beautiful metals. And that's what I'm going to bring you now. In just spectacular form, I have to say. This is described as a bracelet kit for a very simple reason. The simple reason is you can make yourself a high-end, spectacular, totally 925 piece of jewellery using all of these components. Now let me just show you some of them. Now in here you're going to be get 7 925 5mm jump rings. So you'll be getting 7 of these. They are the cut pieces. You're also going to be getting your really delicate but beautiful, thank you for this, Ben, toggle clasp, twisted detail, all 925, just to remind you, toggle clasp. with the free jump ring in there, because of course if you were to use this as a connector, you take that off and you can reuse it again. You're going to be getting one of these. The T-bar itself is around 21 mil and the round's around 14 mil, just to give you an idea of dimension. On top of this, I just think this is spectacular. 2 of these you're going to be getting. Have a little look. Now these are your bezel oval cut chains. 5 mil jump rings attached to these. You're going to be getting 2 of these. Let's have a real close look, shall we? You've got almost this heart pretzel shape internally, with that really high shine, because it's really highly polished, the centre section. This is then encased in this twisted oval that then leads onto a jump ring, onto another smaller oval, going back to your heart shape encased as well. Matching, if I just move this down a little bit, matching perfectly with that toggle clasp, isn't it? The same twisted detail on this. There's a lot of thought been put into this. We haven't got huge twists on the toggle clasp, tiny ones on the chain piece at all. 2 of those, and then in many ways the pièce de résistance. Your bezel sets, Labradorite. Double-sided. Faceted wonderfully. Let me just hold these in my tweezers so you can see. These are the connectors at either side that we have here. 4 of these. I want to show you all 4. I want to show and prove to you, you know what I'm like, I wouldn't do that anyway, but I want to show and prove to you I've not just picked my favourite. This is another one. Much more blue hues to this one. The way of Labradorite. Many more blue hues in this one. Again, double-sided. Oh, nice gold, that. Oh, I absolutely adore this one. Let me show you another. This one's got a real, almost got Venus hair effect in this one. Real rich span of gold. It's that sunshine, isn't it? And then lastly, but by no means leastly, I'll just show it you. This is peacock tones. That's what I love about Labradorite. Every single one's different. So this is your bracelet kit. That's the way it's described. Of course, you don't have to make yourself a bracelet with this, obviously. But if you were to, I'll give you an example of how you might connect this up. You may well do, depending on, of course, the wrist size. I've got quite a small wrist, so I would probably only need 2, maybe 3 of the Labradorite, leaving me a spare Labradorite to, oh, I don't know, create as a necklace piece, perhaps. This might be, if I, oh, can I tilt out? Can you see that? This may be how you would have your bracelet. So you'd have your section of chain, as many Labradorites as you needed for it to fit the wrist beautifully, another length of chain, and then you'd have your toggle clasp as well. So that's how, and of course you've got your selection of jump rings there to change the sizes as you need them. Your price for all of this, $925, and that stunning Labradorite is just £21.95 for this most precious and beautiful metal for you here today. It is exceptional quality, it truly, truly is. People are already coming for this. Congratulations everyone who's got your hands on it. $925, beautiful Labradorite, all yours today for just £21.95. Oh my gosh, how have we managed to get our hands on these? I'm so excited. I saw these, weren't they on last night's show? Liam showed me these last night. I'm sure they were brand new in. Oh my gosh, you're gonna fall in love. We're talking about $925, but now I'm gonna add another precious metal to that. Envelop the $925. I'm giving you golden toggle clasp. Do you know what? Before I talk about this, I'm just gonna show you, before the graphics even come in, just look. Oh, well, I say, too late, but have a little look. You're gonna adore this. That is $925 enveloped in gold with amethyst inlay prong set into this. And look, we've even gone to the thought of adding one to the T-bar as well. That is spectacular, isn't it? Now, the price of silver and gold is always a really, really interesting one. It fluctuates massively, and actually it will genuinely mimic, in many ways, the global market. So Of course, as you can imagine, in times of recession, in times where money essentially is hard to come by, sadly in many ways, sometimes what will happen is people will just purchase the essentials and perhaps step away from your precious metals because it's seen as a luxury. So it does, funnily enough, mimic the sales and the price of metals, precious metals like the silver and gold, will a lot of the time mimic the market, and it's just a really unusual phenomena, I suppose. When we have, you know, as a nation or as an individual, a lot of capital, a lot of money there, we might treat ourselves to luxuries such as this. The fact of the matter is, at the price I'm about to bring you, I genuinely believe that although this is a luxury product, it's your silver enveloped in your genuine gold with prong set, stunning quality amethyst, 4 pieces within each of this. Although that's a luxury product to me, I genuinely believe this price point isn't. Your price today for all of this is just £12.95. That is such quality. And one thing I want to show you as well, just to prove exactly how high-end this is. Let me show you the back. This is how much thought we've put into this. You see, you've got the holes in the back here. That is in the same places of the amethyst, and that is because we want the light to shine through this. We want the light to span through these. It's so, so wonderful. £12.95 for these is spectacular. When you hold this to the light, you get this stained glass appearance and reflect of the real rich, deep Zambian tone through here. What do you think of these, Gemma? I can see you kind of, your eyes are twinkling.
I think they're absolutely gorgeous. They were on the show Saturday when we were talking about it, and we were saying you'd want that at the front of a piece, but I sort of agree. You can definitely have it at the front of a piece, but imagine if you've made a piece of jewellery, particularly a pearl necklace, and the back is that detailed. I think it says a massive amount about your jewellery. If your clasp and the back has got that much quality and that much detail, I think it lifts the perceived value of the whole piece that it's in. So yeah, I mean, it seems sort of luxurious to have that at the back of the neck, but I actually think that adds even more to it. You know,
it really would, wouldn't it?
Yeah, somebody
shows it the thoughts there, doesn't it? £12.95. It's your last chance to purchase this now. WCPK05, gorgeous gold, toggle class, £12.95. Where did you say, Sweet Pea? Okey pokes. Oh. If you got your hands on the beautiful bracelet making kit, how about adding this? The quality of that is exceptional. I haven't seen Labradorite with this much labradorescence and this much clarity before. Only ever been seen once before. Not many, though. Look at the quality. Let's go across, shall we? I just want to pinpoint to you that there's not just one, you know, gorgeous Labradorite in here. There's absolutely loads. Look, let me just catch this light right. Look at the pinks and the salmons there. Show you on the back as well. Lots of golden tones. You've got the blues running through this one, spanning around the side. Oh, wow. Scale effect on that one, isn't there? Really rich. I love when you see pink labradorescence. It's one of my favourite tones, I've got to say. It really is. Look at the rainbow there. Every single one of these has got stunning labradorescence. That to me is cab quality. But then look at the way these, in many ways, are so much different to a cab because you've then got the facets on top. So the light catches the facet, drawing your customer in or drawing the viewer in. But then they get this spiel, this flash, this burst of labradorescence just hitting them under the surface that's then covered around the sides with this lovely, wonderful 925 silver. It is a really wonderful and spectacular piece. How many of these have I got? You said not many. Okay, I've only got 18 left, and that's it. I'll bring your price in to make it fair for everyone. £24.95 on this today. I have only got 18. That's going down quickly of these left. Once they're gone, they are gone. Do treat yourself. If you want high quality, then really you couldn't get much more than this, could you? Because when I say high quality, I'm talking about the silver, but I'm also talking about that quality of the Labradorite. £24.95, even more of you coming in. Really low teens I'm heading towards now on this. You will be getting more than likely the same amount that I am on my strand. Generally, we can't say that, of course, because it is done on carat weight, but for this, you should be getting the same amount I have got, which is 7 on here. 80 carats worth of your Labradorite. £24.95 for you now. Going to bring you some essential findings now. Never been seen before. Whoa. Oh my gosh. How many of these am I getting, sweets? How many am I getting? How many? 3 pairs, wow. Never been seen before. And when I say never been seen before, I don't mean, oh, it's a little bit of a twerk on something else. I've never seen anything like these before. Not even in a bundle. Brand spanking new. Hoop earrings. How much are we looking at for a pair of hoops? £9.25. What prices have you seen? Even in kind of your high street stores?
I don't know, £15, £20.
£15, £20, yeah. What about now though, if I add on a little loop to the hoop that you can drop your own pieces from? I've never seen anything like this before. They are spectacular. I'm in love. Look. Hoop earrings, £9.25. So you've got the hoop there, and actually for a pair of hoop earrings, you could just cut off that bottom bit and you'd have a really simple pair of hoop earrings. But then you can add your drops to these. Lots of you already coming through. Lots and lots of you already coming through. If I show this against my ear, just to give you an idea, just because I'm giving you the idea of sizing, that's perfect. That for me would just really beautifully loop under my earlobe. Obviously different for other people, for everyone. And you've got the drop there that you could add some really quite elaborate pieces to, couldn't you? 3 pairs I've got on this. Brand new. Multi-buyers, triple buyers. Your names have gone off my screen already. The price isn't even in. Remind me the price. Oh my goodness. I'm not surprised there's so many people buying it at that price. Let me show you. Just trust me on this. What are we saying? Price for a hoop pair of 925s. I don't think I'm being over the top at all if I was to say £10. It may be even more in different places. Maybe even more, probably more in different locations. This is what you're going to be getting. Don't forget, you're getting the butterfly lockbacks with these as well, which means that no matter what you create with these, they're going to really lock those designs into place. Let me show you onto the actual piece. So they would, of course, lock onto there. I love that you've got this little detail sort of nook at the top as well. Oh, sorry, I thought you'd gone off me then. If you got the little flattened loop there as well. Telephone bidders have just quadruple bought. This is £9.25. It's silver. Silver being the word that in 14 languages is exactly the same word as it is for money. It is the high-end epitome of luxury, isn't it? Precious metal, high-end, gorgeous, expensive, luxurious, regal, royal, beautiful, high-end 925, 3 pairs, brand new hoops with loops with your butterfly backs. Your price today, £6.95. For 3 pairs. What do you think of that, Gem?
Well, I mean, I was expecting, even at our prices, I was thinking around 15, 16 pounds. That's amazing. Do you know what? I'd put those as Christmas boxes and make sort of 3 sets of charms, and they could pick and choose and just add a different charm to the hoop every time they wear it.
Love that.
And then people could interchange with their charm bracelets and things like that. I think that's a great gift.
Gorgeous idea. What a really nice Christmas present as well, because at that price, they are per pair about £2.35-ish each, aren't they? About. Whoa, have you seen? What was my start off quantity, my love? 165 I started off with. I've got over almost 100 of my stock gone on this. It's going to be a sellout, and I can tell you that because I can see all the names in front of me with the people with it in their baskets. That's why we always look up there. That's why if you see us look up there, it's because we see all the names, the amount of people, where they're buying it from. You've gone off my screen 2 times, and in fact, for the first time in a long time, the names of people with it in their baskets has just gone off my screen as well. 37 left, probably about 40 in baskets. It doesn't surprise me at that price point. £6.95. This is the first and probably the last time you're going to see these. If you've just tuned in now, if you've literally just flicked on, I started off with around 160. This is an absolute bargain. £9.25, brand spanking new, £6.95. Get yourself on the phone really quickly. 0800 644 655. Get your hands on it whilst you can. I'm absolutely blown away at the price of this. If you're thinking, even just a general plated and copper plated earrings, you could buy a pair of hoops for £6.95 easily, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And I've done it.
Yeah, definitely.
But for £9.25 to get 3 pairs at that price is phenomenal. This is technically a sellout because I've got 24 left. I've got about 35 in baskets, it looks like. So it's technically a sellout. It's just whoever is fastest finger first. That's it. I've got 3 pairs in here with your butterfly bats, brand spanking new. It is a goner, apparently. Stay on the phone because we might have allocated it to you. Congratulations for getting your hands on that. Thank you very, very much for joining us this afternoon. I absolutely adore those. I would make 2 pairs nicely. I'd probably just snip the ball end off one because I just love a really simple hoop. Beautiful. Where are we going next, lovely? We will do. Oh, she's just gone. Good. Housekeeping. Another bracelet making kit, but completely different feel because you've got the overlay of the gold on this. Wow, these are spectacular. Let me show you step by step what we've got in here again. You've got your twisted toggle clasp, the 95 wrapped in that beautiful gold. You've got this toggle clasp, which is, your T-bar is 21mm, 14mm on the round. You've then got matching the chain itself, which it just really works beautifully in here with that plain high shine heart, captivated in your twist rope detail. Don't forget you're getting 2 sides of this, so 2 sides of the bracelet if you are to use it in that way. You're then getting the 7 jump rings in the gold colour again, of course. These are your cut jump rings. Beautiful fit with these ones. You can see no gap in there at all, is there? 7 of these you're getting. 5mm is your size. And then, lastly, but by no means leastly, that citrine is stunning. Look at the life in this gem. And you see this spearhead of light bombarding the senses as it travels through this exquisite quality of your citrine. Zesty, isn't it? Absolute zesty, lemon grabbing tones in here. 4 of these you're getting, again, enveloped 925 with the gold overlay. 4 of those you've got. So this is described as your bracelet making kit. This is everything that you can see on the screen that you're going to be getting. Of course, you don't just have to use it as a bracelet if you wish. Your price point on this is just Now, I personally didn't expect that price. Now, I know that sounds silly because I understand we've just done the same one, but it's just silver. This has got gold over the top of that 925. So I'd expect at least an extra £3 or £4 on the price point. Fact of the matter is, it's the same price as before. It's the same price as the silver. That is absolutely astonishing. Really is. And do you know what? I'd be interested to see if you could get this valued, what the price would be. I'd be really interested to know that, you know, if you made it into a bracelet.
I think it would be quite considerable, really. I mean, I don't know, it's just gorgeous, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I think, you know, if you've got friends at Christmas that know you make jewellery, imagine if you made them a necklace and then gave them the bracelet kit for them to make it themselves, or come and spend an afternoon and have a coffee and make it with you.
What a lovely, lovely idea.
So you
get your friends involved.
Yeah.
That is just spectacular, isn't it? $21.95 for gold overlay 925. It's seriously spectacular. Congratulations to everyone. Now it's that time of the day again. Designer inspiration. We're going to do the same as we did earlier on. I'm going to give you the opportunity to own the gemstones and the memory wire in this instance, and then I'll give you the opportunity to own the leather later on as a separate. The reason we do this is for a couple of reasons. One, you might have loads and loads of gemstones at home that you think would work gorgeously with the leather that I'm bringing to you later, so you don't really need the gemstones. Alternatively, you might not have tried out leather yet. You're not sure, is it for you? You might have tried it and just you don't really understand it, you don't really get it, so you just want the gemstones to do your general wire wrapping or beading projects with. So we've separated them to just fit every market, really. You have got so many gemstones.
Yeah,
Jan.
Loads again. Two huge bundles today.
I adore. I've got a feeling that you will really like this strand as well.
I love that strand.
Why so much? It just, to me, it does just say Gemma Crow.
Yeah, it's metallic. I mean, I love metallics. So.
Yeah.
And it's heavy and it's lustrous. I just love it. Absolutely love it.
Hematite, double stranded. Look how that catches the light. Wow. Is this natural? It looks natural to me. It's beautiful. You've got 560 carats worth of this hematite, and these are described as your small nuggets. But they actually, oh, I'm so sorry. They actually go up in size to 11 by 2, 86 centimetre strand. Almost a metre. It is natural. I knew it was. Just look, you can tell, can't you? No coating on this whatsoever. This is natural hematite. Very unusual that we bring that to you. Very rare. But you've got it here today. That metallic lustre is phenomenal. Every single one of these has got a mirror-like shine to it. It truly does. Get it home to totally appreciate it. It's a phenomenal strand. I'm in love, actually. Very rare, I would say, that, you know, I'm head over heels with the hematite, but I really, really am. So, I mean, just, get that triple, no, the quadruple stranded clasp, and then do yourself a bracelet. That's dead easy, isn't it? Really easy. But it's really effective. Very, very simple. And I've still got absolutely loads left over as well at the back. The thing I love with hematite, especially actually with your natural, is the coolness on the skin, the weight of it. 560 carats worth you've got on this strand. Beautiful. If you are interested in crystal healing as well, hematite, of course, has a lot of, they believe it's a lot of vibration, a lot of properties. And if that is kind of your bag, they believe that natural hematite like this is actually stronger than, say, your coated, and you have got the natural real deal here. It's really unusual for us to bring this to you. 86 centimetres worth, double strander, almost a metre's worth there. You've then got, I've got to show you that in a bit. There's so many. I like to try and leave ones, my favourite ones, to the end, but I actually can't with this at all. Retail quartz. I haven't had retail quartz on in a long time. It's nice that it's back. Black retail, 115 carats worth of these faceted rounds, 8mm. Every single one of these got that beautiful, almost modern art shards running through here. Gives it a gorgeous depth, and actually in your designs, it breaks it up quite nicely, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it does. It gives you that link between the silver and the black, and you know, it's that intermediate. It really works well with this bundle. It works beautifully, and I like it with the red as well. I think it really kicks up the red. And speaking of the red, I'm going to bring some to you now. If you've got a bead loom, you're going to want to get your hands on this. Even if you haven't got your hands on it, because these are just great little accents. They really are. Red tiger's eye, 3 mil we've got here, 15 carats worth. One thing you might not be able to see that well at home is the beautiful chatoyancy across the surface of this. Oh, just trust me on it, you are getting a lovely burst of gold just rippling under the surface on many of these. 15 carats worth, tiny, tiny. These take so long to create, as I'm sure you can imagine. Creating 3 mil gemstone rounds, it's a tricky business, but it's worth it for this gorgeous gem. You've then got something totally unique. How are these to work with?
They're lovely, and again with the leather, it just works really well to have that difference in texture, and I love those. I love those. To be honest, I could just, as a bundle, I could just literally randomly string every single thing and every single gem in that bundle and come up with, you know, several randomly strung necklaces that would look really high end because of the difference in the texture and the shape and the size of each of those stones. They're just gorgeous.
It's spectacular, isn't it? Tourmaline. Wow. It is actually quite hard to get across on the screen exactly what we're getting here. It's almost got, it's not obviously, but it's almost got a druzy-like effect to it, hasn't it? Because you've got the different levels on each one of these.
It reminds me of the Giant's Causeway.
Yeah, bang on, nail on the head there.
Yeah, it's that sort of feel, and the nice thing about that is you can really see how the gem was formed.
Oh yeah.
You know, the structure of it, and it
absolutely
helps you also understand the tourmalated quartz as well, and how it gets those sort of needle-like shards, because you can see how it grows.
You can. I wonder if you're able to get that on this one, just because of the way the light is. 120 carats worth you've got here. Can you see all these shards, all these lines here? That is how it's grown. And that is the same substance that you see inside this gemstone here. Spectacular, that, isn't it? It's like, because tourmaline grows in shards, almost tubes, it's almost like they've got one and just sliced it, really, isn't it? It's really just epic. Such a beautiful and unusual strand. And then lastly, but by no means leastly, sticking with that gorgeous organic feel, but giving it to you in a matte effects now. You have got ruby. Genuine ruby, 80 carats worth we have here. Wowzers. Unusual that you'll get one of the big 4 in a kit. It really is. Although saying that, actually, I just brought to you emerald in the other kit. You are getting a treat today. You really are. Those are your gemstone strands. For me, I'm seeing here texture, faceting. I'm seeing luxury from a lot. I'm seeing nature, and it all works so well together. You've then got your memory wire as well. So we've got your large, your medium and your small size. 10 loops of the large. This is so easy to work with, it really is. We're going to show you exactly how easy it is to work with. If you're not sure what memory wire is, it is kind of what it says on the tin. It is a wire that as you pull it out, it will spring back to its natural form. So even if you straighten it, it will point back to its normal form. This is great for using on, say, your torques or your necklaces. You can use the smaller size even for rings, of course, or for earrings. And then you've got the medium size, well, 14 rolls on this one, 14 rolls on the small size too. It's a really, really popular mechanic in a sense, because it's so easy to use. You can literally loop one end, strand your gems, loop the other end, you're done, create something fabulous. Or you can use it in some different ways, and we're going to be showing you some of those in a little bit. Let's reiterate, large, medium and small on the wonderful memory wire. Totally natural, double strand of hematite.
your black rutile quartz, the outstanding tiny 3mm tiger's eye, your wonderful organic natural tourmaline 120, and genuine ruby. This is a stunning kit, isn't it? Price point. I'm genuinely a little bit baffled by that price point.
Yeah, it's almost as baffling as the last one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strands I've got here. Yeah, I've got 5 different gemstones, but this is a double strand. So I've got 6 strands here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of them's ruby. One of them is the most unique strand of genuine high-end, rarest of rare tourmaline I have seen. Beautiful natural hematite we don't have on often, and you're getting the hematite as well. The hematite, sorry, you're getting the memory wire as well. Congratulations everyone who's already bought this. Do you know what? You trust in us and you know that you're getting an absolute bargain, and it's the one that's about to come on your screen. Your price today is just £16.95. You are absolutely beaming.
But I can't believe that.
You're so chuffed.
Well, I thought that was I just thought the 25 was even the taken down price.
No.
That's remarkable. That is remarkable. It's a bit silly, really.
It's a bit silly, isn't it?
Yeah,
because we don't need to do that.
No.
Right, genuinely, if you handed over to me £16.95, how many of these would you expect? What would you expect for that price? Even at our price, if you were to go, here you go, £17, what would you expect?
I think I would probably think, okay, the hematite and maybe the rutile quartz would be a great price, 70. I mean, I could sell that hematite just stranded and maybe a knot in the bottom, I think, for at least £25. I think that's a great price. Just that.
Yeah.
So, you know, absolute bargain.
Isn't it? If I gave to someone £16.95 and they said, I'm going to give you a strand of ruby for that,
yeah,
I bet, yes, I've got myself a bargain.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, I think me and Gemma are a little bit giddy on the price of this, to be honest. I can't get over it. Totally unique kit. Your names have gone off my screen. How often do we do a kit for this price point? Hardly ever. When do the kits at this price point include, to me, the most unique strand of tourmaline I've ever seen? One of the big 4, a double strand of any gemstone, let alone hematite, faceted rutile quartz, and teeny tiny, hard to do, therefore expensive to make tiger's eye rounds. Never. That's when. And your memory wire. I haven't even mentioned that. Cannot believe it at that price. Come over with me because my producer has just gone whoa in my ear for how many people are getting it. It will be a sellout, that is for sure.
It's a brilliant. I think that's probably the best price I've ever seen on a bundle of gemstones.
I'm honestly very shocked at that.
I think that that's probably the best deal we've done.
And honestly, at that price point, for the amount and the versatility you're getting, it's phenomenal, isn't it?
It really is. It really is. And yeah, that's what I mean. It's monochrome, so it literally you put that in your stash and it will go with everything. But do you know what I really love? I love the story with the tourmaline and the
rutile quartz.
Rutile quartz. Because if I put those together in a piece, that tells a story, and that gives your buyer something to tell their friends when they ask about it. And I think that really helps sell something, and it helps you give you confidence in your work as well. So definitely. I'm always looking for that.
And I think that's a really good point to make, the fact of passing on a story, because I went to a festival the other weekend and I made me and my friends some charm bracelets, something nice like that, one of my friends, Tom, asked me, oh, what's this? Labradorite. And I told him a bit about Labradorite and why it has that gold shiller. And then 2 of my other friends arrived to the campsite, set up with us, and he just started telling the story straight away.
Yeah.
And then they couldn't wait to get their hands on their one and find out what theirs meant. It's a wonderful, it's like you're passing on a gift. but also knowledge as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and people love to, you know, conversation points.
They really do.
You know, so yeah,
really do. Honestly, can't get over the price of this. Well done to people who are getting it. It's possibly one of the biggest selling kits that we've had in a long time, which doesn't surprise me at that price point. It really does not. You're going to have to be quick though. How many have I got of these left about? We've got, half my stock's gone. Half my stock has already gone, and I started off with a decent amount. Half my stock's already gone. $16.95. It's phenomenal.
I can see everybody now. It's loads.
There's loads, isn't there?
Yeah.
And look at these gorgeous pieces. Don't forget the leather comes in a little bit. This for me is a me piece. I would wear that all day long.
Yeah, it's easy wear, isn't it? Easy wear, simple, and you know, we've got gemstones in there, but you know, it's only a few, so you can make this piece over and over, maybe 10, 15 times.
Absolutely.
Quite a lot. Yeah.
I've got the leather coming up for you in a little bit. This piece is, wow.
Yeah, it's statement, isn't it? But I mean,
little black dress from your local high street, might have cost you a tenner, bit boring. Flow this over the top. It looks like it's a high-end £100 dress, can't it?
Yeah, I mean it does, and that's what I've got in my wardrobe. I paid £7 for it, and it's just a turtleneck, you know, sleeveless black dress, and I have several statement pieces of jewellery that I put on top of it. And every time people say, "Oh, where did you get your dress?" And I was like, "No, it's a dress and jewellery." But that's the sort of piece I would make. Is that the one that your chain
picture's from?
Yeah.
You know that picture of Gemma with all the chain that we show you whenever we have chain on?
So that's my staple £7 dress that, you know, can look like £700 worth of dress with just the right piece of jewellery on.
It's astonishing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got a lot of chain in this. I'm bringing you the reel of chain with the leather shortly. This is going to be a sellout in moments, so get it really quickly. I love, oh, in fact, we've got that picture of you in the chain. Let's see a £7 dress. Bargain that.
Yeah.
But look at how expensive that looks. Yeah, I can see this you
put that over the top, it's a different dress again, isn't it?
Yeah. So imagine that dress without the chain and just with that instead. Wow. Wow. That's so exciting. I absolutely adore it. Where are we starting today with this?
Well, we're going to look at making this piece. The techniques are so simple. It's not going to take me long to go through them. So please come in with questions and things, because that would help sort of. We're going to definitely have time for questions.
Fab, send your questions in then, 60777. Start your text with the word JM Studio. Alternatively, you can go on the website if you so wish, jewellerymaker.com. Get in touch on there if you want to. Any questions you might have, whether it to be about the leather itself, how to work with it, whether it's to do with the chain or some of the gemstones, just get in touch. Any questions you might have, do so, because we're going to have plenty of time.
We are.
Fab.
Okay, so I'm going to start by working with the leather. I'm going to start looking at how to create this big bib style piece, and then again, because I mean this one is taking it really far, but then the offcuts, as with the last one, make the two sort of more toned down pieces as well. So you know, I'll show you how that works now.
Okay, wonderful.
So with your leather, you'll get a foot square, just like we did in the first bundle, but I've used the red here. And you get your foot square, and that's sort of perfect length to work with for bangles and cuffs and everything. And I'm going to work with that, the whole length of it. For this piece, I've measured 8 centimetres and doubled the leather over so that I've got a really nice, thick, sturdy piece of leather to work with.
Okay.
And also, if you flip it over or if it turns over, you've got the same on both sides. So it's the shiny side both sides, or the lustrous side both sides. So what I've done is I measure with just a ruler, just measure halfway up, and this one I'm doing 6 centimetres because I don't want to, because I've already made one again out of the leather, so I'm cutting it down a little bit, and again you can do the same. So 6 centimetres, put yourself a little notch in, and then a little notch the other side, 6 centimetres.
Yeah.
And then I've taken my ruler across, or Tom's ruler across.
I was going to say, don't call it yours. We all know it's Tom's ruler.
He's going to want this back for school tomorrow.
He's going back in tomorrow. Oh, bless him. What year is he going into now?
Year 6, last year.
Oh my gosh, officially grown up.
I know, and he's a prefect, so he's got all this responsibility. Really excited.
Oh, that's so lovely. Oh, bless him.
Got a special tie to wear tomorrow.
Does he look really grown up and dapper?
Yeah, yeah. Although I did buy, he seems to be on a growth spurt at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, when kids, they sort of go out first and then they go up. So he's on the out at the moment, so I know he's going up. So I bought his jumper like 3 sizes too big.
Have you?
I'm so skimpy.
Such a skimming the knees now.
So
by the end of the year, it should fit.
Yeah, so I might have to put a few tacks in, or even sort of try and borrow a tumble dryer to shrink it a bit.
Shrink it a bit. Love that.
Right. Because I'm going to fold this over, I actually do want a score line so I get a nice neat fold.
Lovely.
So I'm just going to use my bead reamer, and just instead of drawing a line, I'm just going to pull my bead reamer along it, like so. And did you see I didn't just drag it then straight from one side to the other, because the leather's got a slight stretch in it, so I don't want to pull it out of shape. So if you sort of hold it and do it in small bursts, then you're not going to drag it out of shape. So that's done 2 things. One, it's given me a visual of where the line is, and 2, when I fold it, it should give me a natural sort of crease as well.
Yeah.
So it folds nice and neatly. Excuse my paint, there's no scrubbing brush and hardly any soap in the bathroom. Should have done the other inspiration version.
No, it's fine. We're just looking at your mucky hands.
Right, now, this folded section here, I want to, when it's folded, I don't want any glue in here, because I want to be able to thread either my cord or wire or whatever you want to thread onto. So I need to leave sort of a space. And also, I would cover this whole section in glue. Whenever I do anything that has got 2 layers of leather on, I would say glue it first and then cut it, because no matter how great you are, unless you've got a proper die cutting machine, no matter how great you are, you never ever manage to cut 2 things exactly the same, and then you've always got little bits to trim. So I would say always glue them first and then cut them out together so that they're exactly the same. If you can't glue them first, I use a general just peg. So I'd fold it over and peg it at certain points. I'm not marking the leather, and it's keeping it all together.
Keeps it soft.
Right, now the other thing I would do here, and I have to use my oil. The other thing I would do here is, because I don't want lumps and bumps in my pieces of leather, so I would, instead of leaving it like this, I would spread it out.
Okay.
So flatten it out first. That just sort of avoids any big lumps and bumps.
Lovely.
I mean, as it dries, it does sort of flatten out anyway, but you can help that process by doing like this. And then you want to get the glue also right to the very edges. Okay. So if you can imagine, I've done this right to the edges. Now, Natalie often uses a paintbrush, and that might be a good idea for you if you want to use a paintbrush.
Or one of those glue sticks you can get, can't you?
Yeah, glue spreader. Or, you know, your old credit cards or store cards, they're perfect. I always keep those.
Do you?
They're perfect for cutting up and spreading glue or scraping pans, all those sorts of things. Okay, so now we're going to fold it. We've got that score line in, which is very helpful. Fold it over and then rest it, and remember that stretch. Don't go like this, because you'll stretch it.
Just gently
so you're just gonna pushing it over.
Pushing it up and over.
Okay, so that's that ready. All right. Now I have cut everything out, but I do want to show you. I know it sounds silly, but I do want to show you how I've scored it, because obviously when you've got it like this, you don't want to be adding pen lines, because this is the front or the back, whichever way you're working first.
Okay.
So what I've done is, along the bottom edge, I've marked 4 centimetres. Okay. All the way along, and I'm using my either your awl or your bead reamer just to mark along 4 centimetre sections. Okay. Now on the top, I want them to be 2 centimetres, because I'm making a sort of trapezoid shape. Okay. And this section is the section I want thinner, because this is where I'm going to thread. All right, so it's definitely that folded section where you want the tip of the trapezoid, then the narrower edge.
All right, okay.
So what we need to do is measure in. This is 4, so we want it to be here. We want 2 centimetres. We want it 1 centimetre in from the edge. So mark in 1 centimetre. then mark your 2 centimetres, and that's the top of your trapezoid, okay?
I see, so you've hit that centre section there. That's how you know it's in the middle.
That's right. So then I'm going to miss the 4th centimetre, go on to the 5th, that gives me the line for my next one.
Yeah.
And then onto the next one, and then you keep doing that. So basically you're marking every 2 centimetres along at the top,
Got you.
but you skip the first
centimetre. So that just means that you're going to get that nice graduation down on each one.
Yeah, and it also means you're going to get another section I can use in a different design as well.
Brilliant.
So this is the beauty of doing it in a line like this. So then, again, using my awl or bead reamer, I'm going to score rather than draw lines.
All right.
Okay, so it actually gives you a nice line to cut against.
I have got the shears coming up for you in a while, and I've also got the leather that we're working with now coming up for you too.
Right, so if I just draw that one in, does the camera pick up the score lines?
Yep.
Yeah, so you can see now I've got a trapezoid shape here, and then as a byproduct of creating these trapezoids, I'm going to get little triangles as well
that you can use again for another piece.
Yeah, so I'll put that to the side and we'll start with these. So as I cut them all out, I'm going to have lots that look like this and lots that look like this.
Okay.
So you can see how they would join in.
I see, to make a piece.
Yeah. So you can see there. I'm going to leave those for a minute. They're going to be in something else. And then these, I'm going to punch some holes in all the way along so that I can thread my chain and my gemstones onto them. So again, you'll need your ruler. And the reason I'm using a ruler, not doing it by eye, this is very important, is because
that's unusual for you.
Yeah, it is unusual for me, but you do need to do that because we need them to marry with the next one. So if you can see, I've got one here.
Yes.
If those holes were slightly off, I'm going to have a really,
wonky.
A wonky piece of jewellery. Okay, so I'm marking from, remember these are 8 centimetres. I don't want any right at the top, so I'm going to mark 1 centimetre up and then every centimetre along. And I'm going in about 4 mils from the edge.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm marking every centimetre up to number 6 on each side.
On each side.
I did find a way to speed this up, which I'll show you in a mo.
Whilst you're doing that, in fact, I will give everyone the opportunity to own this leather because this is going to go really well. I personally have never seen a leather and chain come together, but we're going to do it for you right now in this rich ruby, very berry red, which actually would work gorgeously with the previous.
Absolutely, that would be fantastic.
Festive, almost. Yeah. Oh, yeah. These are some offcuts from the one we've just brought you earlier on. Isn't that gorgeous? The green and that red's kind of a vintage Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah.
With that metallic gold. Stunning. So I'm bringing this to you now, really rich red. I love the fact that, and possibly this colour more than any other, the leather side is a really rich rouge. But this is almost pinky, isn't it? It's a real beautiful coral
red
tone, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
This is your suedette side that we have here. This is your Nappa leather, 1 square foot, as we've said. It's really, really movable, really delicate, so soft to the touch. If you haven't bought the leather from us before, I would suggest you do so at this point, because actually it's very rare that we will do leather with anything other than more leather, if that makes sense. So as before I did for you 2 sets of leather, but this one I'm going to do leather and chain. If you've not tried it before, this is going to be a great opportunity because you can use the leather, you can make these pieces with Gem's lovely step-by-step tuition. But if it's not for you and you think, I do like the leather, I don't know how much I'd use it in the future though, doesn't matter, you've still got loads of chain to work with your normal design, so this could be a great one to just get you started really. You have got the leather and you've also got the chain. Silver coloured, 10 metres worth here. 3 by 2 mil, and these we describe as the extender chain because they are long enough, each of the links, to say have your lost claw clasp or whatever it might be go through there. But as you can see on this, we've not used it as an extender, we've used it very much as a connector, but a really focal connector, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I've got to show the back of this as well, if I may, because, can I just spin it around? Just look. Isn't that nice? Just add in that as a feature, isn't it?
Yeah, but it draws it all together, you know, and it means you're not excluding the back. You don't want to exclude the back, especially in a dress piece like this, you know.
Of course,
So, yeah.
when you're really showing that off. So, loads and loads of your chain and your leather. The price should be £25.90. Obviously, this is high-end leather. I will say we sold out of the leather last time, so it's probably best that you're quick because this is the last leather we've got in the show today. Your price for the leather and the chain is just £18.95 for you today. It's an absolutely stunning price. No markings on this. Is again beautiful soft leather. And if you're thinking of trying out leather, loads of you already got this. Quadruple buyers on this today. I think that's really interesting. I'm wondering, when we first brought leather to you, because this is a relatively new product to us really, isn't it? We only had it in a few months ago. When we first got it, we would only ever have single buyers, and I'm wondering if it's because as people are buying it, they're seeing the quality and going, wow. And now, for the first time I've seen it, we're getting multi-buyers. A lot of you multi-buying on this and the one before.
I think the other thing is, it's once you start making with it, if you've used it before, once you start making with it, one idea sparks another, and you think, well, I love that, but I want to downscale it, or I want to upscale it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, if you've got lots of it to hand, you can quickly bounce and jump onto those ideas, because, you know, there's nothing worse than having to wait to get your hands on more. I'm the same, because I've only got what was sent me. Yeah, I'm thinking, oh, I've got this idea and that idea. So yeah, get a few.
Absolutely, so beautiful. Congratulations everyone, your names have gone off my screen. You've got to be quick on this. Not got that many left at all now, already. GOG-C over half my stock's gone apparently at 95, GOGC 95 over half my stock's gone. Lots of chain, lots of leather, yours at a bargain price, £18.95. Fab, and back to you.
Right.
Oh, by the way, gorgeous Natalia's coming up with us in a bit. Oh, I miss her face.
I only know how to work with leather because of that DVD, because Natalia very kindly gave me a copy.
Isn't she? She's so generous, that lady.
She's just lush.
This is coming up for you in a little bit, so even if you're thinking, oh, I will buy the leather, but I don't really know what to do with it, or how to work with it, or how to help, you know, sell it in the designs, don't worry, buy this now before it sells out, and then I'll bring the DVD for you, and you can buy that as well. So that'll be coming up in a bit.
And the templates are invaluable.
The templates that you get on there, I'll tell you all about that later.
Brilliant edition.
Fab edition.
Yeah. Okay. So I've made all my little marks for the holes. And what I did is, instead of doing them all individually, because I do like a shortcut, I layered 2 up at a time. You could probably go for more, but I didn't want to risk any slipping around. So layer 2 at a time. Pop a peg on, or a grip. You might have some other device that does this, but something with not too much grip, so you don't want to mark your leather. So just to hold it in place together. Okay. I've already done mine, so I don't need to. And I've taken this to the smallest hole on the punch.
Sorry, we don't have the hole punch on today's show, simply because we don't have any in stock at all. Oh my gosh, have I just lied? Helena, have you I swear you said to me before, Helena, we do not have the hole punch.
I lied.
My producer Helena is just, oh, she hates being on screen. Look at her hanging her head like she doesn't know. It's your own fault, Helena. You said to me, literally, in our first designer inspiration, oh, we don't have the hole punch.
Yeah, I know, I forgot.
She forgot? I
was going to say, I thought we had it. I was sure we did.
This is coming up for you in a bit as well. Brilliant.
Right, well, the hole punch is brilliant. And
why is it so great?
Well, it makes such light work of making the holes in it, and it means that it just... I mean, can you imagine trying to cut a hole like that? You just couldn't.
You just couldn't, could you?
You have to make holes.
Yeah. I love that. I've never seen that before. I'll just show you how it stacks up in between here. That's the leather that, as she's punching it, it's going up and up and up. Look, that's the spare leather. Isn't that funny? I love that.
Yeah. See,
hey, you could use these pieces too, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. You know, in the piece that we used all the scraps and the first inspiration, these would be, you know, you could just chuck these in as well. Give it another dimension. You've got lots of little circles.
The lovely thing about this tool is you have the real different sizes. If I may show on this one, just to show the sizes. So it goes from the really, really small hole here, that we're using now.
That's the one I've been using.
That creates this look. And then you've got the larger holes as well. And this obviously rotates, and you can use the different sizes. You've used it in your first piece, you've used it in this one.
Yeah.
Why would I not just try and, you know, stab a hole in it of that size?
Well, if you couldn't, I don't think there's any other way you can get a perfect hole, like trying to think. Like,
no, I couldn't think of one.
And don't be tempted to try and use a hole punch, because what the hole punch does, I mean, I have in the past.
I love you for admitting that.
Don't be tempted, because what it does is it just drags the leather through the hole and then give you a big, you know, sort of well and stretch your leather out.
No,
so this gives you a nice flat plate to punch against. So, and it is so easy and just goes through like knife through butter. It's just
because
simple.
We've just seen Gemma using the smallest one on that, and this is a doubled up piece of leather, don't forget, and you saw how easy that was. This is doubled over.
I can go through, this is a doubled up piece with glue inside. Let's say there's 4 there to show you. This is a larger hole, so it should be in effect slightly more difficult to make a larger.
Harder, technically, yeah.
And I just, that's it.
That was one-handed. That is
straight
quadrupled over, it's 4 side with glue in between.
Inside.
How simple is that?
It's a clean cut.
It is like butter, and also I know it sounds a bit silly, but even if you do have, say, a belt that perhaps you've put on a little bit of holiday weight and you need a few extra holes in, you can use this on your leather belts and things like that as well. Or on your handbags.
Yeah.
You can add embellishments, say, to the strap. You know, you have the over-the-body strap. You can pop holes through there and add little charms onto your own strap, onto loads of different materials. It's not just leather, obviously, on lots of different fabrics. It just means that, A, you're not going to tear the leather, which you could if you used a different tool. It means that, like with the hole punch, you're not going to stretch the leather out, and then it's kind of unworkable, really, or it won't have such a nice finish. This is a professional, crisp tool, and it's yours for just $14.95. Get it whilst you can, because we definitely don't have many of these left at all, 100%. MQTR81, that's the code. Get it whilst you can. And actually, we talk about the hole punch on the DVDs as well, because if you want to add things like clasps and buttons, you need this.
Yes.
Sorry, not this. You need. Well, you do need this, but you also do need these if you're going to add the poppers on.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring you the poppers, etc., in a little bit. Get this tool whilst you can.
Or eyelets and things like that.
Eyelets,
That's the ones.
Clasps.
Right, so there we go. So I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces, and I don't have to use all of them if I don't want to. You don't have to use all of them. And I've got those ready. Now, if you didn't want that chain detail around the back, just leave these blank. Don't punch them.
No.
And then, you know, they'll be ready for the next one. Ready, you know, just they look finished. So now I'm going to get my necklace memory wire, and
don't forget you got the memory wire in the kit that's at the bottom of your screen in the large, medium and small.
And this is a piece that you, once you've got all your measurements, and if I was organised and wrote everything down, I could make this piece flat in the future. However, it is quite difficult to know your measurements and how the chain's going to hang if you're doing it flat. So I would say I do it in this order that I'm going to show you in now. So thread each of your pieces onto your memory wire.
And don't forget that's where we left the gap before with the glue.
Yeah, we left the space there, and I think I've added a quartz and a tiger's eye in between each. So we'll pop into the
quartz. That gives you nice spacing.
Yeah, that helps with space. Now, also because we've left a bit of a gap where there's no glue, you do need the larger gemstones adjacent to the leather, because otherwise you lose those little tiger's eye inside the leather, because I did make that mistake.
Oh, good tip, yeah.
So yeah, use a larger gemstone next to the leather, and then it won't slip through. Okay.
If you do want the gemstones and the memory wire that was in our other kit, don't forget, that's going to come at the bottom of the screen in a moment, because I've not got much of the leather in the chain left actually, so get it whilst you can if you want that.
You know, the leather and chain bundle as well, if you did want to sort of replicate the one that I was wearing in that picture, you could make the collar with the leather, punch holes all the way around the bottom, and then just hang your chain, use that as your chain base rather than using a thick chain like I did there.
Fab. Love that idea.
And that was one of the ideas I toyed with for the show today. But I thought, well, everybody's probably sick of seeing that thing now.
No.
Yeah, they might be. Like, oh,
Did you ever know that when you posted that on your Facebook page, it would be used so much on this channel?
No. The thing is, I did the one on my guest designer wall.
Yeah.
I put the one of it on the bust, not the one of it on me.
On you.
Thinking that would, because that's got, you know, front and back and all different views, but no.
The one with your smiling face.
Me smiling.
Used.
Okay. Do you know what that face is saying?
Go on.
Emma, how long do I have to stand here and take this out?
I love that.
It was Emma Eldridge. I don't know if she's watching. She's an American lady, just moved to Britain. She's my mum's good friend. She's lovely. And she takes photographs of everything I'm wearing all the time.
I love that.
But she
Hurry up and take the picture.
Smile. Oh, I'm tired.
Whilst you're stranding them on, actually, because
nearly
we're just stranding them on, I will bring you something else. What would you like me to bring now, lovely lady? Let's bring the DVD. Yeah, not a problem. This is the Natalia DVD. Oh my gosh, Natalia Coleman. She is such a wonderful designer, very talented, very humble, and so smiley on this picture too. All of these pieces that you're seeing here, you will see on this DVD. Every one of these pieces, from the masks, these beautiful Venetian masks, to the bangles and the cuffs, neck pieces. I absolutely adore this feather-like neck piece. This DVD spans from high-end statement, big bold pieces, to things like this leather necklace, which is pop down the shops on a Sunday. You feel a bit rubbish, can't really be bothered to go, pop it on, wear it down, adds a bit of a spring to your step.
Yeah.
Wearable.
Yes.
It does span across everything. On here, you will be looking at an introduction of how to work with leather, and it's a really good in-depth introduction, actually, isn't it?
It is so thorough. I think it's probably the most thorough DVD that I've watched of all the DVDs I've seen for different mediums, because it does take you through everything you need to know. Really does.
It does. It talks to you about the tools and the materials, so it will talk to you about things like the hole punch and the shears, which I've got coming up for you in a little bit as well. Well, I was just reading that to you. Have a look for yourself. We'll read it and we'll see it. Hang on. You've also got, so you've got the intro, you've got the tools, you've got the colourful swirl flowers, metallic foils, how to do beautiful rings, tassels with this as well. You also get shown how to do simple bracelets, how to use your snap fastenings, which I've got coming up in a moment for you. The feather pendant that's on the front, Venetian style masks as well. Actually, last time I saw Natalia, she was doing a workshop. This only last week or the week before, and she'd just been to Venice. And she's seen all of these Venetian masks, and it was the first time she'd been, and I think she was just absolutely blown away.
I think she was. It's a wonderful time, yeah.
Oh my gosh, amazing. This DVD is around 148 minutes long, so you are looking at a long amount of time spent on this. Really well shot as well, really well filmed, very simple to follow the step-by-step techniques. £14.95 on this today, high-end. Natalia Coleman. I've had a text in about this DVD actually from someone who's already purchased it. If anyone is hesitating about buying Natalia's DVD, don't. Just get it. It's amazing value for money, Fab Show ladies, and that is from Lou. Hello Lou, thank you so much for that. I'm presuming you've obviously got it, Lou. It really is, isn't it? It is an in-depth, step-by-step, from the very beginning, easy, simple pieces, all the way through. It talks about different types of leather, different ways to wear it and use it. It is an all-encompassing DVD, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And even though you might think, well, I don't want to make a mask, but the techniques, I mean, Natalia's chosen those projects to really show the technique and it in its fullest capacity then. And so, you know, you don't have to use those designs, but just it gives you the broadest knowledge base to work with.
It really does. All yours today for just $14.99. Lou said it perfectly. Don't hesitate. Smiley face. Just get it. See you. Thank you very much for getting all of those. Lots of you getting them. I have got a few more goodies coming up for you in a little bit. Stay where you are. We've attached all of these now.
Yeah, we have. And I've just put a temporary jump ring in there just to hold it together for me. Okay. So I've popped it onto my memory wire. And if I was to make this flat, like I was saying before, I'd make a piece that sort of stood out, like, you know, like that. So we don't really want that. No. So what I would recommend is, if I can take, I can borrow this bust.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can take this, work onto your bust, okay?
All right.
So I'm going to do this sort of back to front, but I only need to do the first couple like this, and then I can work it flat again.
And it'll give you an idea.
I'd say have a bust ready to hand, or even if you don't have a jewellery bust at home, put it on your own neck and then do a few measurements. And I'll show you which measurements you need to take first, and then then take it off and complete the project. So the first measurement we need is the measurement at the top of this gap here, so between these two holes, this one and this one, and we're going to put
the first holes.
Put what do I put in there first? Chain in there. Then the next one down, I need the measurement from there to there to do my memory wire with the chips on, and then so on. And the difference is only very slight from this point here to this point here, but it does make that difference on how it will sit once it's on. Okay, and then you can do that and then take it flat again and complete the piece, because it's very hard and fiddly to do it up here on the bust. And then you need to put it back on the bust to do the back of the neck with the chain.
The neck section.
Okay, so if I show you how I did this first piece actually on the bust. So if I put it to the side for a sec. So I'm going to take now the bracelet memory wire, because bracelet memory wire, because I want a little bit of a curve in my layers of hematite. Okay. So what I'm going to do first, before I cut it, I'm just going to put an end loop that's going to go through those holes that I've punched in the leather. I'm going to turn the loop, so if my coil's like this, face on, I'm going to turn my loop that way.
So away from it?
Yeah, so out sort of in the opposite angle, like that, and then that's going to hook into my leather nicely. Right, so then what I do is open that link out.
Like a jump ring? Like
a jump ring, so you're just turning it out rather than opening it back out. Now bring your bust back in. This is my version of measuring, by the way. So I'm going to do the bottom one first. So what I would do now is, we got this in shot. I would thread that loop in. You can do this whilst you're actually looking at it.
Okay. Make it easier.
Yeah. Bear with me a sec. Just thread that in.
Yeah, right. Obviously, Gem is working
upside down and back to front.
Yep. But apart from that, it's easy. It will be a lot easier for you at home. It's just, of course, we've got to get it to
I'm going to show you how it works.
Got to see how it works.
Right. So thread.
There we go.
Thread that loop in.
Just like you're attaching a jump ring, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. And you know, it's at that angle.
Yeah.
I've done all that. Upside down. Right. Let me turn it to me.
Do it to yourself. Go on.
Turn it to me, and then I'll turn it back to you.
So essentially, we made the loop on the memory wire. We've then opened it out. Like a jump ring, and then we're just looping that through the leather.
Okay. So I've got it looped through. See, it's very simple when it's facing you, and then I'm laying it down, and just you can see laying it.
Oh yeah.
So I know where to cut for my next piece. So what I'm going to do, if I move these out of the way, what I'm going to do is sort of look at that and think, right, I need it about that big. That's how it sits nicely. And then
add a little extra for the loop.
Add extra for the loop, and use your popper pliers to do this with. Your cutters. You don't want to use your flush cutters for this.
No.
So I'm going to add about 1 centimetre for my loop and trim. And that's my measurement for my
Fab.
ones that go around the bottom. So now I'll take that off and do all of those before I put it back on the bust to do my measurements for the next lot. Okay, so if I show you now what I do, instead of doing that every time, if you take this one out. Okay, take your memory wire. You know how many you need, so you need one for in between, so you want one, I think 5, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. You need 6. You make your loop first before cutting the wire. And remember to do it at the angle sort of opposite. So
away from the loop.
Angle.
Yeah.
Okay, like so. So you make your loop first.
Yeah.
And then take your piece that you've just cut, lay it alongside.
So that you're getting the same measurement every time.
Exactly the same measurement every time. Okay, and do that for all 6, and then you're ready then just to sort of attach it all together. All right, so that's how you do that bit.
Easy peasy. Lots of you are asking about more of the tools for this, so we'll bring you some now just before we move on to the next section, and whilst lovely Gem is adding on the hematite. Where would you like to go, lovely lady? You want to do the clasps, no problem at all. This is what we were talking for when we mentioned earlier on when we talked about the hole punch. You're going to need the hole punch if you want to attach this type of clasp, your button presses. Take a little look at what we're getting here today, because there's loads in here. This is your leather essentials. You have got 24 of your snaps. Now each of these snaps come into different selections, different sections. I'll show you. Each one has different components within it. Hang on. We've shown you using these before, so you'll see that you've got the actual button side itself. You've got the bit that it pops into as well. Oh, look at all the cameras. Ooh. No, I can't see Ryan, sorry. Can you? High shine buttons that we've got there. We've also got the bit that they pop into. You've got the button. Essentially it's your button, isn't it? Your snap popper, that's the one.
Your popper.
Like you can see on Natalia's cuff here. Natalia goes through in this DVD exactly how to use these, but this is the popper detail effect that you get with them. You've then as well got your eye loop. Now this one that we use in here, if you create a hole with your hole punch, you just pop this through and that essentially is your connector. It's a little bit, I suppose, like, say that again to me, director, like a belt. Sort of, yeah, you're right, yeah. So this is your rivet connector, and then you're going to be getting your tool as well, which essentially we use for the snaps. It means you can close them up. All you have to do is use this, and then you'll tap onto the end of it, and it will close up each one of these. It'll kind of spray them out essentially, so that it then holds that clip into place. Massive amount here of treats and goodies. In fact, I've got something else, haven't I? Yeah, I've got, look, everything you're seeing on screen there. This disc that I'm showing you now is what you put the popper into, the anvil, to knock that down onto there. All of these are going to give you a really professional finish. They're going to give you a really usable, workable clasp for your designs, because I know it's something that people ask a lot of. How do I finish off leather? How do I make it secure? This is how you do it. Price today is just £9.80 for all of that. You've got the ability to make 25 pieces and have the clasps on there. How simple is that? And the thing is, once you've got the anvil and the rivet as well, the snap rivet, you have got a piece of equipment that you don't really need to rebuy. You've got it, you've got it.
That's right.
Simple as that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you've used these before. We've used the snaps together before with the leather, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. It is one of the nicest ways to fasten, and you know, in keeping and funky and modern. Yeah. But you know, even fixing, you know, pockets onto bags and things like that.
Good
Just
point.
good to have them around.
Easy to do.
Right, I've done one. I've just literally threaded the hematite onto those little lengths of memory wire that I've cut, and it's given me that lovely scallop and holding. So what it's doing is giving me structure, because that is so strong, that memory wire, it won't go inwards, so it's given me a solid structure around the outside, and also giving me the spacing. So the next measurement I would do would be exactly the same.
There's loads and loads of you coming in for this. Just to say, your names have gone off my screen now. There's absolutely loads of you because you know what a bargain that is. Please get it quickly, they're flying.
So the next measurement I would do would be that one there, where I'm going to put, or wherever you want to put your next layer of hematite. And I would cut that down in exactly the same way as I just did on the last one. And then at that point, once you've threaded those in, you can then work flat again until you come to do the back.
Wonderful.
Because that spacing is set for you then. And then you do your measurements for your chain. So bear in mind, when you put in your chain onto here, we need to allow that little bit of space for the jump ring. So what you might want to do first, is the only thing I've actually added to this bundle is these jump rings.
That's it.
And now, you know, you can make your own, or you might have some spare from kits. So I'm just gonna if I open the jump ring and pop one end of my chain in first, and then thread it through one of those holes and do it up.
Yeah.
Like so. Then I'm gonna say, all right, I want that to be this long for this section.
Yeah.
Again, take account for the fact that you're gonna have your jump
ring on there.
So then cut, allow it to rest like that, and then cut where you think is about the right length. And then I would do exactly the same as I did with the others. I'd then cut all of those pieces to the same length. Now I find that using a little offcut of your memory wire is perfect, because you've got that curve, the chain doesn't flick off the edge.
Clever.
And if I just pop in a little loop at this end,
just to hold it,
that's for me to hold and stop the chain slipping
falling
off.
Clever.
I can just thread on that piece there. It's not going to fall off that way, because that's sometimes what happens when you concentrate on something else, you tip it and it falls off. You can then just pop the next piece of chain in, hold it up and trim it to the same length. Okay, and then you're going to have all your pieces the same length, and then again I would just add all of those in, and that's it. You keep doing that all the way until you get to the back section, and just build it up like that.
Just borrow this back for you. I just want to put this on here so you can all see exactly what we've done. That's how you make this stunning standout piece. And then just talk to us about the back as well, whilst we're here.
So the back.
Sorry.
If you've got a person you can actually dangle it on, or you've got a mannequin, or a jewellery making dressmaking dummy, which I find quite useful to have. It's easier to do it on that, because then you haven't got this falling off the back of the bust.
Yeah.
But basically, I do the first one first, because that's the
good place to start.
That's a bit silly, wasn't it? Yeah.
No,
I do the top one, the one closest to the neck, the actual necklace first.
Yeah.
Because that one's sort of fixed, and then the others I just make longer and longer by about 5 links a time. Okay. And then it allows it to not only
lovely swoop.
Yeah, that's it. It gives you that swoop at the back. Really, and that really is as simple as that.
That is so spectacular, isn't it? I'd better bring you the shears now, hadn't I? Because I did promise the shears. I'll bring these to you now, just before we wrap this section up.
Would Anna like to see those demonstrated as well?
Because you've not got any, have you? You always come in with scissors that look like they're at the end of their tether, because you've been snipping leather with them.
Yeah. I have to keep buying new ones.
So how, if you think of how much leather you've worked with, bear in mind you're only just starting, if you had to buy a new pair of scissors all the time, you may as well just get your hands on some of these.
Well, if I could, Becky, I would. It's not like I haven't tried.
They do sell out super quick. We only seem to have them on whenever you're here.
Yes, I know.
We have got absolutely loads, though, because they've just come back in stock. So even Gemma Crow might save herself going down the 99p shop and getting these every week, because she's used them so much. This is your professional leather cutting tool. Why are these so important? Because, we'll be honest, they look like scissors.
Yeah.
They do. Good. They're not. Well, they are in a sense.
They can act like scissors.
They act like scissors, but these are so much more. They are sharper, they are sturdier. Now, if you've ever owned the flush cutters, I would describe this, the difference in this, between your normal snips that you get in your first toolkit and your flush cutters. There's really, they do the same job, but there's no comparison really, is there?
No, no.
That's the same, I would say, with these shears to your scissors.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's probably right, especially if you want to cut, if you're cutting through layers as well. I mean, you can get by just like you can with your cutters, but the professional finish is always going to be increased with the quality tools. So
100%. And this will cut through not just a single layer of leather. If you double it up, it just slices through it like butter. Again, as we saw, quadruple it up and it's going to slice through. The wonderful thing about these is they are, of course, your leather cutting scissors. So they're specifically made for this medium. That means that thought, effort, research has gone into creating the best tool we can do and use for this leather medium. And let's face it as well, leather is a high-end product.
yes.
Therefore, when you're paying and you're forking out some money for this most luxurious leather, the last thing you want to do is get a pair of your scissors that you've had for a while, snip into it and it snags, it tears, it frays. That's the last thing you want, isn't it?
Yeah, you do need super sharp scissors.
Really, really do.
So.
These aren't going to blunt like your normal scissors would either, because they're designed for this job. They're going to keep going and going. I've also got in here for you the leatherette cord. Now this is your leather cord in the coffee and the red tone. That red's going to work beautifully actually, isn't it, with the one I've just had in that kit there. Really pretty that goes together, doesn't it?
That's a nice addition.
The coffee tone as well. If you got that Swelligant early on, you got the gold and the bronze Swelligant, that was going to work spectacularly with that, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Right, sorry. Oh, nightmare, what's happened there? Sorry, my producers just let me know that apparently people are trying to get in on the phone lines, and there's a problem at the call centre for some reason, and they can't buy it over the phone. I have no idea why. My producer's not sure. They are looking into it. If you're watching at night, give us a call in, because it might have fixed it. If, in fact, just kind of give us a call back in 2 or 3 minutes, we might have fixed it. If you have got access to the website, I know it's a bit of a pain, but if you do want this, it's going to be a great price, and if you do need these, do get yourself on the website, jewellerymaker.com. You've got 5 meters. Oh, it's been sorted. Fantabulous. Get yourself back on the phone line. If you just had struggled to buy it, get yourself back on the phone line. 0800 644 655. They have enabled this now. 10 meters worth of your leather with your wonderful shears. Your price today. The shears alone should be more than that. £8.85 for you today. This is such thick cords as well. Let me show you how thick this is. I think it's about 2 mil, isn't it? You see how thick this cord is. It's so well spooled on. There we go.
To be honest, you'd pay that just for the cord elsewhere. You know, leather thonging, about £1 a metre. You know, that's not a bad price. So it's like getting the scissors for free. That is a really good deal. Scissors are expensive things.
Are you getting home tonight and buying this?
Yes.
To finally get your hands on these shears?
If there are still some available, yes.
Well, we'll see, because it is going quick. Stock quantity was 80. Half my stock's gone. And that's with people not being able to buy on the telephone originally. You can now get yourself back on the telephone. It's a free phone number from a landline. £8.85. Absolutely bargainacious deal for you. I don't think you'll be able to get any.
No.
Not to rub it in.
I don't think
Jem, thank you so much for showing us this. I want to show you the ring as well, because it's really unusual to see this. Can you just really quickly...
Yeah, that's...
How have we done this?
That is just a piece of your ring memory wire. And I've just folded a piece of leather sort of in half, but, you know, from the centre. And then just stuck my memory wire inside and sort of manipulated the leather so it went over the top. Made a hole in it and put a gemstone in. That Really very,
That's
very
as simple as that. And obviously it's open at the base, so it's going to fit everyone.
Yeah, yeah, universal.
Perfect little thing to have on your stand, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
One size fits all. It's a gorgeous collection. Thank you so much for sharing
You're
this with us,
welcome.
Gem.
I loved it. I love this collection. I hope everybody else does.
I absolutely adore it. There are so many things I need in my life. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Do not go anywhere because I have got so many goodies, including Gemma's challenge to see more of her gorgeous designs, and also the first time I've ever in memory had this gemstone for you, the most precious of the jade family, your strand of jadeite. Stay where you are for me.
Did you know you can purchase incredible jewellery featuring genuine gemstones on our sister channel Gems? Come along and see what treasures you can find.
Join silver clay expert Natalia Coleman and take your jewellery making to the next level with this exciting workshop. Natalia will guide you through the various steps of gemstone setting in silver clay and how you can create some beautiful pieces with the addition of some of your favourite gemstones. The full course includes 30 grams of silver art clay, 20 centimetres of fine silver bezel wire, a selection of gemstones, use of all the relevant tools, buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios, a chance to meet the presenters and a visit to our studio store. All of this for £119.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Here at Jewellery Maker, we love seeing your jewellery creations, learning about your inspiration and reading your blogs. If you write your own craft or jewellery blog, then we'd love to hear from you. Simply tweet us at jewellery_maker UK with your blog link and we'll be in touch.
Welcome back everyone to Designer Inspiration. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. That leather cutting scissors with the cord is still going crazy. I know the price of it was astonishing. Honestly, nearly a sellout on that. If you're on the phone, stay exactly where you are because you should still get one. My graphics have gone down. Hopefully they'll be back up in a little bit. I've got loads of goodies coming up for you. I have got that jadeite coming up in a little bit. Would you like to have a little look at it? I cannot remember bringing this gemstone to you, but I'm going to now. Well, not right now, in a bit. When my graphics come back up. Truthfully, this is worth the wait. Truthfully. Jadeite. My graphics are back in the building. I can't get over this. Oh, Gemma Crow just bought me a water. Gosh, you're good, aren't you? If you just legged it to the drinks machine.
Yeah, the canteen's closed. All the way upstairs.
Oh yeah, I should have said there's some training going on in the canteen, sorry. We are joined by the lovely Gemma Crow. Hello, love, how are you?
I'm out of breath.
Good little run around the Hey, if you are interested in finding out where Gemma Crow's just run, you can, sort of. because we've got a documentary on tonight and it gives you a tour of the building.
Is it tonight?
Tonight.
Ooh,
9 o'clock. It's called Gems TV. Now we are, of course, we are part of the Genuine Gemstone Company, which is part of Gemporia, and we have. Are you on there, Gemma Crow?
I'm in the background. Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because I had to sign a. They rang me to sign a consent because I'm in 2 of the clips.
So did I. Oh, maybe it's a show that we were on together.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, we'll see. Now, was it one of those things you can't say what's happened? No, you just have to say that they can show your face. But it is called Gems TV. It's ITV, 9 o'clock tonight. And it is essentially, it's going to have a dual narrative to it, but it's focusing on Steve at the Bennetts, and it's going to be having a look at things like the rarity of tanzanite mining process. It's all going to talk about our company as a whole. Really interesting. Everyone here is watching it. Everybody, apart from Liam, who's working later, but he's recorded it. He's recorded it. He's going to watch it when he gets home tomorrow. So loads and loads of goodies coming up for you. Watch that tonight at 9 o'clock. Should be really interesting. Straight after the Late Show, it's on my right. Oh, more leather cord. I adore this leatherette snakeskin effect. Oh. Jungle Fever, this is called. You're right there, Ben, mate. Oh. Jungle Fever, this is. Beautiful snakeskin effect with this metallic look. One thing that I adore about this is that it's a beautiful metallic effect that's going to work gorgeously with some of those Swelligants.
Absolutely.
And the chain.
Yes, oh definitely with the chain, I can see that working.
Massive amount, a metre's worth of this. 10 by 3 mil on this silver snake print. You've then got your leopard. I was trying to think, I actually forgot what animal print this was then. Your leopard and snake effect. So it kind of melds into each other. I personally haven't seen this one before.
No, I haven't.
Let me show you. You've got your leopard on one side. Let me flip it over. Oh, double-sided.
It's my 2 favourites.
Are they?
My 2 favourite animal prints.
Your 2 favourite animal prints?
In one.
I absolutely adore that. A metre's worth again, same size and thickness. I love how it's got the gold spanning around the outside as well. And then we've got the blue metallic sheen snake effect as well. And it's got the aquamarine tones around the outside. That's beautiful, isn't it? This matches perfectly with the suede I've got coming up in here. A metre's worth again of this light blue, sky blue leatherette flat cord, 2 by 1 mil. You've then got a tone that I've not seen before. This is touching upon the purple. It's a really, really deep, rich navy. Gorgeous tone. And then lastly, but by no means leastly, this almost knotted, almost plaited, interwoven cord. That's going to look great if you got that copper Swelligant earlier on. This is going to work spectacularly. Snake print, leatherette, flat cord. Your price should be $14.70, of course, because I've got 1 metre, 2 metre, 3 metres of the really thick cord, and then 3 metres as well of the leatherette, the suede. Price going down though massively. All of this today, £8.95 for you on this. Gemma Crow, we've had a lot of people asking about this. If you're to use this, how would you use it? How would we add a clasp to this?
Well, you can use the poppers that we had on a minute ago. You can use those. We have had, I don't know if we've still got any on our website, sort of almost custom made for those. You slot them in. They've got like a square cutout. I'm not sure if we've got any, but we might do still. But keep your eyes peeled for them. But you can buy belt buckles as well. You know, at haberdashery, and attach a belt buckle.
Gorgeous.
So, or you can just tie them together with some leather cord. You know, the round cord.
Yeah.
You know, pop ties in. There's loads of ways. You punch a hole and put a clasp or a jump ring. It's not that hard.
Fab. So if you got the poppers that we had on earlier, use that. If you just want to pop a hole in the end here with your punch, then using, say, this leather that you also get in here, as we did on that first designer inspiration piece actually, you just pop it through and you can tie a beautiful bow and that can be your clasp. Really, really easy. This is jungle fever for you today. One thing that made me personally laugh about that name is it reminds me of what Helena said to me about my shoes. Now, look at these shoes, okay? This is a zebra print. Helena said to me before, oh, I love that jungle theme. Since when have zebras lived in the jungle? That's why it was making me laugh. Ben broke down as well. £8.95 for you today. Get your hands on them whilst you can. Lots more to squeeze in. Number 4 on this side. I know that this is a fab price discount. This is another one with an RRP that I'm going to give you. The RRP of this is, I wrote it down earlier, £18.80. Just bear that in mind. We're not stacking anywhere near that. 4 strands, really wonderful colour palette. Bright sunshine tones, aren't they? In here, I have got your orange quartz in the large rounds, 9mm. I've then got your faceted orange quartz, 4mm. Same colour tone though, let me show you them together so you can get a real good feel. Beautiful, bright saffron colouring to that, isn't it? Really beautiful. I love that colour tone. For me, this colour tone here is a very expensive colouring. It really is. I know that might sound a bit strange because obviously it is a colour, but there are certain colours that just to me mean high-end and mean expensive, and I think it's probably because this is saffron coloured, isn't it? Now saffron, we know, in weight, saffron is more expensive than gold, isn't it? Still, it always has been and it still is apparently. And I think that's why this feels really expensive to me, because that to me is a saffron colour, and saffron's more expensive than gold in weight. It's just a really rich colour to me. I've then got your coins in here as well. These are your peach coloured coins. 10mm, 135 carats worth I have on there. Delicate colour that, isn't it? Really wonderful colour. I love how I've sparked a debate now in the gallery. You can't hear all of this, but I've even had my cameraman going in and being like, this is what I think the most expensive colour is. Which most expensive colour did you think then, Ryan? What did you say? Purple? Used to be. Purple used to be, because they weren't able to create it, so they had to crush up lapis lazuli to make it. What colour do you think is expensive?
Well, something that always makes me think expensive and high-end is citrine when it's with gold, so it must be those gold yellowy tones.
Oh, like we had in that bracelet kit earlier on there.
Yeah, that's expensive.
That's why you were so in love with that. You've also got in here your red jasper. Rare that we're seeing jasper now. I haven't seen it that much recently at all. I saw it on this morning, but I haven't seen it personally on the designer inspiration for a long time. So we've got 15 carats worth 3mm on here. In fact, we've had quite a few 3mm, so great to add to your collection if you're bead looming. I absolutely adore this palette. It's hot, isn't it? It's a really warm, spicy selection here. Your RRP was £18.80. Almost £20 then. Your price today, that's with £4 off. So already, one of these strands has had £4 taken off it. Already. £18.80 is your RRP price, but today all 4 are just £10.95 for you. That is it for all 4 of these strands. Spicy, hot saffron tones in here. Really gorgeous, workable pieces. You've got every single one is slightly different, isn't it? Really, really is. You've got these large, bold rounds that's then different to the small, delicate rounds that then feels different to the faceted rounds, which are also small, but they've got the high sparkle, and then completely different, beautiful, delicate ovals that just the light spans through them so spectacularly. Congratulations, everyone. RRP was £18.80, £10.95 is your price on that today though. Got some more cord for you here. The leatherette cords. kind of a Grecian green. That reminds me. How long has it been since the alliteration game? Gemma's face has gone, oh. Do you want to play the alliteration game with me, Gem?
I'll play.
Okay. So, I'm going for this. This, to me, if you don't know what the alliteration game is, it's just a way of naming the colours and what they make you think of, but they have to be alliterated. So this, for me, is Grecian green, because it reminds me of kind of the Grecian headwear. You know, they have those vines. Beautiful. Gemma Crow, you have got... Oh, this is a tough one, I think. Ooh, that's why I've given it to you. Metre of each of these, by the way.
Is it a white? Is it a pinky tone?
Yeah.
I'd call it pearly pink.
Perfect. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's got that pearlescence to it, doesn't it? I'm then gonna go for... I picked up one, couldn't think of one, switched over. That's why I love this game so much. I'm thinking of Marvellous Maroon. Marvellous because you'll see you've got the glitter effect on this. Isn't that beautiful? Gemma Crow?
Joyous Jade.
Joyous Jade. You knew I was going to pick that one for you, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw you put it down.
How annoying. I'm going for Periwinkle Pink on this one. I also like the word periwinkle because I don't know why it reminds me of kind of fairies and glitter, and that's got this effect to it because it's got a beautiful glitter effect. Lastly, but by no means leastly, 1 metre's worth, 2 by 1 mil.
Mystic Mauve.
Oh, Mystic Mauve, good. I think that's possibly the best one, apart from mine, of course. I have got loads of different colours here for you. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colours. You've got a metre's worth of each. Your price should be £11.70. That is a good price for this, actually, isn't it?
It's a good price, yeah.
If you were to buy it in a haberdashery or, you know, pay for it by the metre, measuring out yourself, it would be a lot more than that. That's almost £10 off. £7.95. That's astonishing, isn't it? £7.95 for you today. FZGC89 is the code on this. £7.95. Should have been way over £10. Under 10 today though, £7.95. What would you do with these cords, Gemma?
If I had the sheets of leather, I think I would sort of do something where I stitch them together with the cords.
I like that.
That would be nice. Or, you know, making just wrap-around bracelets with an odd charm on it or initials stamped in or something like that.
I like that idea. And in fact, if you wanted to create that look of the piece we made earlier, but perhaps chain isn't your thing, because it's not for everyone, you could use these in between, couldn't you, instead?
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
I love this festive tone. That makes it feel very Christmassy. I finished my Christmas cards already, and I watched Miracle on 34th Street the other day. Too soon?
Yes.
Oh.
Admirable though, the Christmas card thing.
Admirable, thank you.
Yes.
Do you make, obviously, silly question I'm going to ask now, do you make a lot of your Christmas gifts? Friends?
No.
Do you not?
No, I don't.
Well, that shocks me.
Well, I do and I don't. It depends what time I've got. Because obviously, you know, it takes me longer to make a piece than shop for a piece, so sometimes I just haven't got the time.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, because chain mail and things I generally do as gifts.
Love
They take a bit longer. So.
They take a bit of time. You need to get started.
I do. I really do.
Where am I going, lovely Helena? Let's do... Say that to me again, Sweet Pea. Box number 19. Right, where? Which one? I've got 3 boxes in front of me. In the drawer. Right, got it. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. These hearts are so delectable. Look. Cute. Crackle quartz. Hearts. maroon, raspberry, I'm saying. Never before have I said raspberry at the exact same time that 2 other people said raspberry. That is amazing. Guys, we've officially worked together too long. This is such a wonderful strand because every single one is different. You've got a different amount of crackle, you've got a different amount of colour in there. It's hard for you to get across on screen actually the beauty of these. Look at that internal effect. Isn't that absolutely stunning? What do you think of these, Gem?
Oh, I think they're really pretty. And I think if you are thinking about Christmas and getting ready, they're sort of ideal as a theme right through. You can, you know, pop them on your wine glass charms or gift tags or a Christmas tree. You know, they're really pretty.
Helena's just put the price in because she cannot believe the price of this. That's not the truth. She just went, oops, didn't mean to press that button. £7.95 is your price on this today. 120 carats worth. If you perhaps are making, this is just my idea, if you're perhaps going to be making a lot of your Christmas gifts or some of your Christmas cards, what about using one of these as your festive stamper, your festive hallmark, your festive nod? Having one of these on every single one of your pieces as your little logo, your little trademark. Yeah. Because it's beautiful. Who doesn't love a heart?
Everybody loves a heart.
Absolutely. Especially when it's this beautiful, rich colour as well. £7.95. Lots of you getting your hands on this. Congratulations. GXPO43, that's your code. Only £7.95. So wonderful. Finally. I'm so excited to bring this to you. I've waited and waited to bring this gemstone for you, not just today, but as a whole. I gave you a little sneak peek of it earlier on. Do you want another little look? The quality of this is instantly recognisable. The reason being the colour. You know, sometimes with certain gemstones we'll be looking for clarity, cut, etc, etc. With this gemstone, the one main thing you're looking for this example is the beautiful imperial green. That shows you quality. Boy, oh boy, do you have it here. There's 2 different types of jade. I've got one of them. This is the rarest jadeite. I've not seen jadeite before. Well, I've never brought it to you myself. I'm so excited that I've been able to now. Now, you know, I don't obviously wish to patronise anybody, but I will just tell you the differences between jade and jadeite. What did you say then? What is the difference? My lovely Helena's asking. The difference is jade itself is the name used for 2 different types of jade. This is the rarest of the 2. This is your jadeite. The other jade is called nephrite, so it's N-E-P-H-R-I-T-E, nephrite. That is the other type of jade. Now, strangely, I always think this is really strange, this jadeite is sometimes referred to as soft jade, and nephrite is referred to sometimes as hard jade, which is really confusing because this soft jade is actually harder on the Mohs scale than hard jade. A bit confusing. That is why people do sometimes get it quite confused. The nephrite, the hard jade, is up to about a 6 on the Mohs scale. This one is a 7.5, which means it is much stronger. That means you can use this in earrings, rings, bracelets, anything that you might use on a day-to-day basis. You can use really durable pieces because it's so much higher on that Mohs scale. Now, another thing that's different about this is the way that it actually looks. We are looking at here, you've got this tight, interlocking, almost granular effects of the crystals packed into each other on this jadeite. And that's another reason that the price is so much higher. Another difference, and it's quite a big difference actually, is the way that you spot quality in the 2. So your jadeite, You can tell the quality when it is a beautiful pepperminty green, like this. With nephrite though, which is totally different, the higher quality is, the whiter it is. So if you want a jade that is harder, i.e. more wearable, more durable, this is the one of the two for you to get. If you're looking for a jade which actually does what it says on the tin when it comes to the name, because let's think of it, jade, when you think jade, you're thinking this colour, really, aren't you? You're not thinking the nephrite, the white, particularly. That's, for a lot of us, not the first name or colour that would spring to mind. When you're thinking jade, you're probably thinking this colour. Jadeite, tick, you've got that as well. And one really important thing I wish to point out to you as well is, you know that I'm quite passionate, I suppose, about treatments on gemstones. I don't mind treatments at all, but I'm one of those people that if I had the option between two, one that was treated and one that wasn't, I personally would tend to go for the one that isn't treated. That's just the way I am. I don't particularly know why, it's just what I like. Vast, vast, vast majority of jade of any nature has been treated. I'm talking vast majority, around 80% on the market. The main treatment that will take place on jadeite is bleaching. Now, we bleach it not to change the colour, not to take away the colour of this beautiful jade effect, because obviously with jadeite, the greener it is, the higher the price, the more expensive it looks, so we wouldn't want to get rid of that. The reason it's bleached, 80% is bleached, is because you actually get veins in jadeite which are almost like turquoise veins, they're brown. The fact of the matter is, you're seeing that on the recording, you're seeing it in my hands now. Can you see any veins? No. Why is that? Is it because we've bleached it? No. This is natural jadeite of the highest quality, because we haven't even needed to bleach this to get rid of any veins, because the quality is so high and the colour is so beautifully perfect that genuinely we haven't had to do anything to this. Natural jadeite. Of the two jades, it's the highest price, it's the most sought after, it's the rarest, it's the most durable, it's the archetypal jade green colouring, and it's natural. I hope you can tell that I'm so passionate about this gemstone, and boy oh boy, hello multi-buyers. You've already got your hands on this. Congratulations. One of the only times I've ever seen this in the flesh. If you're a connoisseur, if you need to add jadeite to your collection, now's your opportunity, because at this price, you would be getting yourself a true bargain. A true stand-out, beautiful, high-end, luxurious, rarest of gemstones. I'm about to take this even lower though. Do not worry, do not worry. Anyone who's already bought it, and there's loads of you who already have, I've got double buyers on this as well. Anyone who's already bought it, don't worry, you're all paying the same price, £18.95. I am so excited to bring this gemstone to you at a lower price point. This is, of all the jades, the most expensive, the most sought after, and the highest price. I've told you all of that. I've highlighted to you exactly why this is so sought after. I've highlighted to you many reasons why people prefer this to its counterpart, which is the nephrite. I've explained that. And now I've literally just spent the last 5 minutes bumping this up, telling you how amazing it is and why you should expect a higher price point, and my producers just dropped the price. £18.95. What do you think of this gem?
Jade it's a really important gemstone to a lot of people for lots of different reasons, like either as a talisman, as lurk, for its history, and it's just beautiful, isn't it? And that is a perfect colour for it.
When we're
perfect.
talking about talismans, of course, this has a really strong history with that sort of thing, especially in Asian culture, with things like feng shui. There's a lot there, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, and you know, it really is steeped. And there's a fabulous exhibition of Jadeite at the Victoria and Albert. It's a permanent fixture there. And if you're not in love with it now, if you go there and look at that, you'll fall in love. It really is fabulous.
Head over heels. And boy oh boy, you lot are head over heels as well. Can I just have a check on the quantity? Wow, I'm sorry to say over half of my stock has gone already. I'm in my last chance saloon. I'm actually at the bar now, which means I've got 20 or less. Congratulations.
I hope Lucy's watching.
Go on.
I said I hope Lucy's watching because it's her favourite. Lucy, presenter Lucy. And we haven't had it for such a long time.
I know, we really haven't. This is the first time I've ever had my hands on it. Ever.
It was Lucy that got me into jade in the first place because she's really passionate about it.
It's so beautiful, as so many of you are as well. £18.95. It's one of the only times I've seen it. It's going to be a sellout. I'm so happy to bring that to you today. Thank you. Whoever let me have that. Okay, what did you say then, love? Whoa.
Well, have I got those? Oh, I don't know if I have.
Well, have you?
I don't know.
Are they similar? Only been seen once before?
I don't know, they've got a bit of a bluey tinge, so I'm not sure.
Sorry, what have? These ones are yours?
No, those.
Really? These clear quartz?
Yeah, maybe it's the reflection.
It's
there.
possibly the tassels have sort of thrown you off a little bit. This is a Gemma Crow strand if I was to ever see it. What do you think? Why? Oh, look at how bright this is. Look at the quality here. If I catch the light, look at this. Look at that fire inside there. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous, isn't it? Why have you got this at home, Gemma Crow?
Well, I've actually got these at home because of my good friend Natalie bought them for me whilst I was on the show because I was a little bit cross that I couldn't get them.
Were you on the show with me?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's where I've seen these before. That's why I knew you had them.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know I had them until I got home, but I was gutted.
I remember you being like, oh my gosh, I love them so much.
Yeah. And my friend, when I got out of the studio, my friend had texted me and said, I got you those.
Oh my gosh, friends are so useful, aren't they?
So I have, and I've made them into a piece of jewellery already.
Have you?
Yeah, just big 1.25 wire, wrapped around and around and around just to make one collar-y, one sort of solid necklace.
All of them?
No, I've got about 3 from each end left on something else, but I put them all together.
All of that there?
Yeah.
Huge. Oh wow.
With gold.
Oh,
it's lush. It's lush.
That is a beautiful statement piece. The way that the light travels through them is impeccable, isn't it? Beautifully eye clear, really, truly, so many of them, just a beautiful clarity to them. These are huge, let's be honest, they're chunky, aren't they? You don't have to be a Gemma massive statement crow and use them all in one place, but a lot of them call out for you too, don't they? Yeah, I've got some delicate ones. I love that as a ring. Earrings. You can set these into pieces, of course. They're massive, they're beautifully clear, they're high quality. I've already got double buyers on this. You only really need one to make a statement. And at this price, you're gonna want to buy more than one. £7.95. Look at the size of these, from around 15 by 14 all the way to 30 by 18 mil. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I've got on my strand. Of course, it might be different to yours, but we'll all be getting around the 480 mark. Hello, everyone. You're just coming in. Texas, Teddy Bear, you're back. Hello, love. I've got lots of people getting this. Lancashire, Worcestershire, Norfolk, multi-buyers in Greater London as well. 50p per stone. 50p for this huge stone. What could you buy for 50p now? Not a lot.
Not even a chocolate bar.
Not even a chocolate bar. Pack of cheapo noodles. No flavouring though. You wouldn't get flavouring on that, would you? They'd be the dried pack. wouldn't they? You couldn't even get the posh noodle brand that you get the little sachet with. You couldn't even buy that. 50p, could you? What can you get for 50p? I don't know, not a lot. Not a lot at all.
No. 2 Freddos.
Yeah? Yeah?
2 Freddos and a drumstick.
So lunch, as I like to call it. You couldn't get much at all, could you, for 50p? And you lot all know that. Fact of the matter is, if I were to have this one here as a drop pendant, in fact any of these, I wouldn't be charging anywhere near 50p for it, would I? Let's be honest. I'd quite like this, just as a table decoration, you know. These, because I'm sure a lot of you know I make candles. I would have this around the bottom of a candle and have a beautiful tower pyramid, maybe a tapered pyramid. Yeah, that's what I do. Simple as that. £7.95. Your names have gone off my screen. I can't say hello to you all, but I'm saying hello in my mind. Congratulations, DGYY67. Loads of you absolutely adoring that. Carnelian drops. Carnelian's an interesting one because the history behind it is phenomenal. Back in ancient times, this was seen as a magnifier of emotion. In Roman times, it was believed that different colours would represent the different sexes, and that the sexes were not allowed to swap the colours. So the more gentle tones of this, they believe represent femininity and would essentially magnify femininity and kind of the girly feminine nature. And they believe that the darker, richer tones like this would add strength to really help the masculinity. So therefore the men would be wearing a lot of these deep rich colours, and actually it would be seen as very crass if they were to swap those over in any way. So you can understand why they might believe that, because this is a strong gemstone, isn't it, in appearance, in colour, in zest. Really does remind me of zesty orange, doesn't it? Around Christingle time, and with that beautiful dried zest that you get, and the cloves, it reminds me of that kind of feel, that warmth. 40 carats worth of your carnelian. Your price? Really? Just £7.95. Did not see that one coming. This with that red leather.
Yeah, that would work. Orange and red's nice together,
isn't it?
And yeah, we'll go with a lot of things actually. Nice with that. I like it with amethyst, believe it or not. It's lovely. Carnelian and amethyst is good together.
Ooh. I wouldn't necessarily think that, but I can understand why.
Yeah, orange and purple is a really good hot combination. It's lovely.
I like that. £7.95, I can't actually get over that. For this quality of carnelian, I think that's superb, I really do. £7.95 to get your hands in it whilst you can. I've got a few more to fit in, so I'm going to dash through these. But if you like what you see, get your hands on them. I have got for you now. Ooh! What's our price point on this? Goodness gracious me. Have a look, beautiful moonstone. Can you see a little bit of that blue there? On sort of the centre one. There we go. It's easier for you to see in real life, of course. Rainbow moonstone I've got here for you. Only been seen once before. Now, rainbow moonstone, when we're working with drops, what price point are we averagely looking at? Of course it depends, doesn't it? Show it on the black and see if you can pick it up any better. I don't think I've seen a strand of a drop rainbow moonstone at the price I'm about to bring you on this. See the blues? Just trust me on the blues. As always, sadly, the camera lenses have got so much glass in there, and the light in here is so harsh that it does sort of dull down some of the colours. But just believe me, you have got some beautiful blues in there. 40 carats worth of your rainbow moonstone. I've not seen at the price I'm about to give you. I've got people already checking this out of their baskets. People are already allocating themselves with this strand. This would be beautiful for a bridal piece, wouldn't it? A little spray on a fascinator. Hey, that bridal bouquet you did for your mum's wedding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would definitely work in anything bridal, but yeah, little flowers or little just droplets falling from the bouquet, like little droplets of water, like dew.
If you tuned in for, oh, bring the price in, cool. $7.95 for you today. If you tuned in yesterday and you saw Deb Rudge, and you know she did the beautiful basket with the flowers inside, and you know we brought to you the twisted blue wire, didn't we, and said you could make the twisted blue wire into another funky basket. How good would these be for the flowers with that combination? That would be gorgeous, wouldn't it? Blue basket, blue interwoven detail, with these as the flowers. I think that would be absolutely captivating. Really, really would be stunning, wouldn't it? Oh, I like that idea. £7.95, that's it. That's all you're paying for this. In fact, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna grab something, because I'm just looking at this design, which I absolutely love, and I'm thinking, instead of the green onyx, how about these drops here? That'd be pretty, wouldn't it? I think that'd work really, really nicely with this gorgeous piece. If you wanted to keep it kind of more in the neutral tones, but adding these instead, stunning that, isn't it? £7.95, well done everyone who's got that. A few more to squeeze in. Oh, hang on. Okay folks, I've got for you now your marquees shape of Labradorite. I love the marquee shape. I don't think we get it on that often at all. Top drilled marquee shape drops I've got here for you. Each one of them around 12 by 6. I've got so many to squeeze in. I want everyone to have the opportunity to own this. Let's just get your pricing because it's stunning. It's just £7.95 for you. Again, I should have had a £7.95 section really, shouldn't I? Because we've had so much. Look at the length of this strand and look at the beauty that is the Labradorite. When we had Fleur on yesterday, how lovely was Fleur? Fleur messaged me on my Rebecca Redican Presenter Facebook page, bless her, just saying like, thanks for looking after me. Oh, she's so lovely. She was talking about Labradorite before, and she said that she does lots of kind of reenactment pieces, and she says that when it comes to the reenactment piece that she makes and sells on commission, Labradorite is a firm favourite with a lot of those people because it's got that kind of mystical element to it. And I think this would be beautiful in some of her pieces. You know that headband piece she made the other day with the chainmail, with the drops hanging down? This would be lovely, wouldn't it? In the place of those drops, use your marquee shapes. In fact, it might even rest quite nicely against the headline. £7.95 for you. Got loads to fit in. I'm going to rush through these. Okay, oh hang on. On this side, we're doing the number 10 bundle. Yep, I've got here for you your clear ovals, your really gentle amethyst. Oh my gosh, I've just fallen in love with that strand. I've also got your double strand of sodalite, 230 carats worth, and your snowflake obsidian in the stars. Oh my gosh. This is your clear quartz plain ovals, 80 carats. 80 carats again of this really gentle amethyst. I love the colour palette. It's almost the Rose de France, because doesn't that look really pinky? Doesn't it? Double strand sodalite, and I just want to take the time to show you these obsidian stars. I don't see snowflake obsidian that much. I'm glad I get to bring it to you now. The thing I love about snowflake obsidian is the area that look grey to you are microscopic bubbles, essentially, and they get filled in over, you know, obviously centuries and millennia in some cases, and that's why you get this beautiful effect. Every single one totally different, unique. Snowflake obsidian stars. Stars, but they could actually pass for flowers as well, couldn't they? Depending on your design. I like the idea that they are stars though, because they've got that dark sky at night effect, haven't they? Every single one totally unique. 10 mil on these stars, 105 carats. Adding that with the beautiful clear quartz, that's going to go great if you got that huge strand earlier on and you want to maybe tone it down a little bit. How about adding this bundle, because the price is great, but also they just work nicely, wouldn't they? Great quality. You only need one of those on the large one. Maybe make the whole of your neck piece, the smaller ones, sorted. Gorgeous amethyst. Double strand, so we're looking around the 86 centimetre length of your beautiful sodalite, which actually is that sapphire blue, isn't it? The archetypal sapphire blue. All 4 of these strands today is not £16.80. Ooh, would you like £5 off? I can do a little bit better. Your price today is just £10.95. Now, I know you've got 4 gemstones, but this is a double strander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strands here, £10. That would be £2.19 per strand. For genuine gemstones, what do you think of this collection?
It's a lovely, again, it's quite monochrome, isn't it? Quite versatile. Put it with anything.
Yeah.
You got your denim blue, which obviously goes with everything, and then stars are always popular. So it's a, it's a winning bundle, really, isn't it?
I'm so sorry. Do you know when you talk about something ages ago and then someone brings it up again? Do you remember we were talking about these? My producer, out of nowhere, literally just said in my ear, can't even buy a stamp for 50p. We covered that a long time ago. Oh my goodness. Do you know what I love about these two together? You know the Clawman, is it? No, it's the Van Gogh piece, isn't it? The Van Gogh Starry Night. This is beautiful. Yeah. That's what those two say to me.
Yeah, and pop the carnelian in there. That's very Van Gogh.
Very Van Gogh.
Very Van Gogh.
With his colouring.
Yes.
Oh, so wonderful. £10.95. Starry Night. 80 carats worth of amethyst with your beautiful 80 carats of pale quartz. The sodalite and the snowflake obsidian as well. Stunning price. I'm going to do a quick recap. And the reason we're recapping this is because we did it right at the beginning of the show. There was a big queue on the phone line. We think a lot of people have missed out. I'm going to do a real quick recap on this. I just need to show you the beauty and the quality. No drill hole in these whatsoever. If you've just tuned in last few of these, no drill hole, completely and absolutely beautiful smoky quartz. Let me just get one of these out for you to have a real good look at it. High-end smoky quartz, sometimes known as Glamorgan quartz, due to where it used to be mined. Let me show you this. If you've got a prong set kit, if you are cracking at working with cabs, why not add this to your collection? Look at the quality. You've got the table, the pavilion, girdle, going all the way down to the culée. This is your flat area here, taken with the dot cut. No drill hole in this whatsoever. Look at that quality, look at the fire, look at the life. 3 of these you're getting into 3 individual display boxes in the large box. Let me quickly show you the back of these as well, just really quickly, just to give you an idea. This is the back of them as well. Totally different feel. This is your faceted side, no table of course on this side. That is just an exceptional collection. All 3 £24.95. We did have some people who missed out before. It's your last opportunity to get some. If you're a connoisseur, do you know what? I would even just have those on my stall for people to have a nosy at and to fall in love with, to be honest. I really would. Congratulations everyone who's got your hands on all of that goodie selection today. Wow, you've done a lot.
Yeah, I haven't done bad really, considering. But then memory wire is nice and easy. That's a fan. Have you never seen this one yet?
I don't think so, no.
It's your new-ish.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, this is a fan design which was sort of popular going back quite a long time, but it's whenever I see that shape now, that's what it makes me think of. So
it's beautiful. Now this, do not forget, is the challenge kit. How gorgeous is that? This is the challenge kit that we brought to you earlier on. In it you had 230 carats of your fire blue 10mm rounds that we can see here. You also had the magnesite in the blue, which we can see over here. These are your rice beads. So this is your fire agate, that's your magnesite. You then had your striped agate, which are the mini faceted beads around the outside here. And then you had your agate faceted rounds, which are the dark blue there. Gorgeous statement piece, but you've made so much. Take a look at this bracelet. How did we do this?
That's just head pins rolled down, rolled loops, and then threaded onto memory wire.
Wow.
So very simple.
Stunning earrings. I love how you've worked the graduation on this necklace piece as well, just really going with it.
That's it, you don't
aren't
need
you?
much else.
I adore that. And lastly, but by no means leastly,
that's a simple ring.
Gorgeous, simple ring. Congratulations anyone who got your hands on that, because it was 4 beautiful strands, just £12.80 for you. Okay. When are you next with us, Gem?
On the 11th, I think I've got a late show.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Ooh,
late
keep our eyes peeled for that then. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I've had an absolute whale of a time. If you're watching on the playback, do make sure you're giving us a call in to get your hands on some of those last goodies. You have got the late show coming up with the lovely Ed. I'll see you very soon.
We've teamed up with Crafts Beautiful magazine to offer our customers an exclusive promotion. From the